Welcome everyone. I hope you guys are doing well today. Are you guys ready for more angst? I am ready for more Virche Evermore. My mind's been on this game this whole time after we finished streaming it last Monday, and I've just been thinking, I need more. I need to officially start the routes because this is going to be really, really good. I really enjoyed the lore that they gave me last time. So for first things first, route order. There's usually a route order in Otome games, and it helps like unravel the story the more you do each route like that. This one, I will be doing route order considering how story and lore heavy this game is. I feel like that'll be the best course of action as everything is slowly unraveled to us. So that means first route would be, I think his name is Mathis. I can't remember if it's Matthias or Mathis, but he's the first route. We saw a glimpse of him last time with the general route before you play that opening. I am not sure if we're going to see him a bit more before we officially start a route. We are still on the general route of the game. MC, our girl, she is going to help out with the investigation because there are different types of deaths in this world. Interesting to see. We met our boy Ankou. He's so gorgeous. My God, you guys don't understand. I want this man. I yearn for him. So I can't wait to see how he works out in all this story. But yeah. So first off, route order from what I've seen, first three would be Mathis, Lucas, and then Cian. We'll see how those play out. They're all interesting characters, honestly. We didn't see much of Cian in the last part of the general route, just a quick glimpse of him explaining the things. As we've seen, he is a scientist and he is a reliver, so he does have more bodies than what we know of. I don't know how many though. Considering how he works with like the whole facility, he probably just gets like easy dubs, right? He doesn't have to pay for that. Hopefully not. I think that's all I really have to talk about. We're definitely just gonna go ahead and start off where we left. This stream is only just gonna be the general route, so I want to do the individual routes on a separate stream to make it easier for like organization's sake. So hopefully we have a bit more. I don't know how long this general route is. I think last time we played, it was like about 3 or so hours. So maybe we might have another hour or two left. And then we'll have the individual route. So this might be a short stream today just to finish all of this up, honestly. I'm gonna be so mad though if it ends in like 30 minutes because I was not planning for that, honestly. Because sometimes the general routes playtime is different compared to each Otome. So I'm not too sure about this one, but here, we're finally going to help out with our buddies with their investigation. We have no experience whatsoever with this, and a lot of people do not like us. They basically call us death, so yay! We have all that going for us. All right. The wealthy district, Sheddus, surrounded the research district of Cerneville and was inhabited by the affluent residents of Arpachele. Oh, I'm gonna butcher all these names. I'm so sorry about that. Most who live here were business magnates and other established in commerce. Naturally, they were able to save money easily and revive as relivers. Yeah, the rich people can do it pretty easily. Those born in this district are those who had contributed greatly to the country. Oh, now I'm thinking about it. Is this where we're going to see Mathis even more? Were granted a sure name, in the same way that Lucas was called Monsieur Proust. Wow, is that an electric car? I've heard about them before, how there are a lot of them driving around Sheddus. Oh, okay. I didn't even think about the whole technological advances, considering that you can just clone your body and just bring your consciousness into a new body after you die. That is a possibility that they have electric cars, huh? But only in this area. Interesting. It is, in a sense. I've only ever passed through it while running errands for Cerneville. I glanced at Adolphe, who gave me a look as if to say that he didn't come here often either. On my way! Kai, hello! Welcome! Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. We spotted Hugo waving at us in front of a large fountain I just started.
お、言った通り普段着できたな。自警団の服じゃどうしても悪目立ちするからよ。
Alright.
で、なんでこの子まで
Oh, right. He didn't know I was coming up here. Hey, buddy. I'm going to attempt to help out.
頼もしい助っ人ですね。事情は後で話すけど、しばらく俺たちの調査を手伝ってくれるって。
Hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll try and help.
そうか。そういうことなら、まあ、よろしく頼むわ。
Ooh, okay. I like how he's with the idea already.
シュディは自動車や馬車で道が横断されやすい。迷子にならないよう気をつけろよ。
Okay.
で、ヒューゴ、この区を巡回する近衛兵たちはどうした？
お忙しいみたいだぜ。一目惚れしたお嬢さんをそりゃあ情熱的に口説いている。
Oh, do they have nothing to worry about in this district? Hugo motioned with his thumb, and we all turned to look. A group of young, lavishly uniformed men were surrounding a young woman. Oh! Are they part of the royal guard? This was the first time I had seen them. The Royal Guard was the only military unit under the direct command of the royal family. They rarely ever appeared in Cohen, apart from collecting taxes and apprehending criminals. I heard their main task was to guard the people of Chetas, who donated large sums to the palace and to Cernovo, but... Oh! She's not a regular woman. Okay. I honestly didn't even think about them having prostitution here either. Oh yeah, definitely have never seen that before, have we? They had a bad reputation for causing trouble and failing to treat Cohen's residents with respect. The young woman slapped away the single copper coin offered to her by one of the soldiers, who laughed heartily. How much does a copper coin cost here compared to us in the US?
これは驚いた。貴様、自分にこの金以上の価値があると、そう主張したいのか？永遠に汚れた肉体を持つ低俗な女にはむしろ過ぎた金だろうに。
What about you? Apparently you're paying for prostitutes like crazy. Aren't you also sullied?
貴様らのような下手者相手に。
Bro, the audacity these men have? Girl, you don't need them. They're so horrible. Adolphe pinched his brow.
まだ真っ昼間だってのに何してんだ、あの無能ども。
あれもあいつらにとっちゃ健康な肉体を保つための大切なお仕事なんじゃねえの。あんたは娼婦を見るの初めてか？
I don't think we have back home. No. I've heard that it's common occupation in impoverished areas outside of the orphanage. Hugo nodded in response, then gave a huge sigh as he looked at the guards again.
案外娼婦はクーネよりもシュディでの需要が高い。
Is there a reason for that?
生地儲かってる分、日頃から暇を持て余してるからな。
Ah. Okay. They basically have so much free time. They're thinking, okay, let's just buy a prostitute.
娼婦も娼婦で高い金で買ってくれる男を探してこっち側に来た結果。
ああいう手合いに絡まれることが多いってことか。
あそこまでやるバカはこの衛兵ぐらいだ。うちの実家まで一緒くたにすんなよ。
I understand the situation, but I want to help her. I want to help her. Hold on. We always save. I'm not sure what other choices they'll give the MC, but I definitely want to try and be a bit bold with the choices. Like if they have me doing something directly, I want to try and do it. Okay, so let's do I want to help her. Is there any way that I can help her? Probably not, honestly, considering the situation. Adolphe?
いや、少し意外だと思ってな。
Oh?
助けようじゃなく、助けたいか。
止めること自体は多分難しくないと思うけど。
But we have to deal with these guys later on. That's the worry about them, because they're high up in the hierarchy.
この衛兵たちから彼女を助けてそれで解決とは多分いかないんじゃないかな。
What do you mean? The soldier suddenly grabbed her arm. Hugo's and Adolphe's expressions turned grim, not expecting the guard to resort to aggression so soon.
ごめん。彼女を助けたいなら、君の力を少しだけ借りていい？
Okay. Huh? Yves gently took my hand and began to walk toward the guards. What are we doing, buddy? You still paying her, right?
違うよ。君は汚れてなんかいない。自分自身を安易に売り払おうとしなかった。
Hello?
気高く素敵な女性だ。だからきっといつか、そんな君を本気で愛してくれる男性が現れる。
Bro, what are we... What is this? Eve spoke sweetly to the teary-eyed woman the moment we arrived. Taking advantage of the soldier's shock, he removed their hand from the woman's arm and pulled her away. He led her to me, then turned around and stood in front of us. Bro has a way with words. Hello? It should have been us, right? He should have said that to me. I'll pretend he said it to me in my head. Damn, you can just tell? Bro, really? I heard that many of the royal family's distant relatives end up joining the royal guard. I guess it really is true. Bro, they're Nepo babies at that? I watched on while supporting the woman beside me, who was still unsteady on her feet. Eve smiled gently.
すみません。彼女がいつ転倒してもおかしくない体勢だったもので。それに、この衛兵の皆さんまで巻き込まれないか心配で、つい。どうか、無礼をお許しください。
The guards were well aware that he said it only to keep the woman away from them. But the person in front of them was someone from Cohen, wearing a peculiar mask on his face. The people around us began to take notice of the confrontation and gathered into a crowd. Ooh, okay, we got a crowd. They can't do much with people watching, right? If the guards continued to fight over this woman, they'd be the ones questioned about their actions and lack of common sense. The guards looked at each other before finally deciding to go along with Yves. Am I gonna see these guys again?
はい。ご忠告ありがとうございます。
Yves sent the disgruntled shoulders off with a smile. Are you alright? Yeah, I kinda expected that. I couldn't say a word in response. It was then that I noticed the small tattoo of a flower peeking from her exposed chest. Ah, so she's a reliver. So she's selling her body to make more money so she can get another body in the future. How old is she this time? Yeah. I was honestly surprised. I assumed she worked this job for the money, but she had enough to become a reliver once. Or, I wonder if she's always worked this job to become a reliver. If so, what the soldier said about her body being forever sullied.
ねえ、君から見て彼女はどんな女性？
Huh?
何でもいいから、同じ女性として感じた印象を
Oh, please don't make it a
その
choice.
まま言ってみてくれる？
Whatever comes to mind. I paused for a moment before voicing my honest thoughts. I think she's very beautiful.
それから？
And, she's tall and has a lovely silhouette. Bro, you just make me compliment her? The colors of her makeup look so elegant and suit her face. I think it brings out her beauty really well. Seeing someone so beautiful sitting in front of me was making me speak like never before. Before I knew it, my confusion about the situation turned into admiration and awe. Her long black hair is so glossy and pretty. It looks like she takes good care of it with plant oils to make it shine. I'm a little envious. My hair color is pale and doesn't look anything like yours. Bro, we're confusing this poor woman with a bunch of compliments.
さっきから何なのよあんた。そんな褒めたって私女相手に商売する気なんてないわよ。金を払うならともかく。
So you do business with girls too. She was no longer teary-eyed. I could see just how resilient she was. As she blushed a bright red, Yves quickly asked me one more question.
それじゃ最後。
Alright.
君から見て彼女はあの兵士たちが言っていたような女性に見えた？
Not at all. I responded instinctively. It was nice seeing how she stood up to them like that. Not just outer beauty, but her confidence makes her beautiful too. I finally returned to my senses when I saw how wide-eyed she was. Oh, I'm sorry. I should watch what I'm saying.
偉そうも何も事実だろ。同性から見てもいい女だってのに、あいつらと来たら見る目がないね。
Bro, not all of us just complimenting this woman.
相手にしなくてよかったな。
They both joined the conversation, expressing their genuine thoughts. Bro, we're making this lady's day, aren't we? She's gonna remember this moment forever.
そんなこと初めて言われた。娼婦のリライバーならどう着飾ろうと価値は変わらないって。みんな揃ってそういうのに。
Her eyes were filled with tears, different from the ones we saw before.
今回は助かったけどもう私の仕事の邪魔をしないでよね。
Okay, I'll try next time.
けどその助けてくれてありがとう。
Why do I love this girl already?
今後は慎重に相手を選ぶっていうか。これうちの店の住所。あんたらが客に来たならまあ特別に値引きしてあげなくもないわよ。
Girl, what? Okay, I got the address for the brothel she works at. Oh my god. Bro, game, please let me see her at least one more time.
来るなら私が夢を叶えて
Oh?
あの店を出るまでに来なさいよね。
What dream is that? She spoke in a daring manner, before gracefully turning on her heel and heading back toward the commoner district.
値引きも何も。
I don't know. Would she accept if I pay just to sit down and talk? We don't have to do anything sexual. Just girl time, maybe?
けどあの様子ならもう大丈夫そうだね。
I have to admit, this has changed my image of relivers living a happy life without any worries.
まあな、リライバーで同じ体を作り続けていくからこそ差別されることもある。
Bro, that's wild to think, because that's the point of being a reliver, using the same body and over again. If you're not rich enough, you can't make a new body.
実際には細胞単位で丸ごと体を取り替えるわけだから。ああ、いわゆる男女の経験だの、汚れも何もねえんだけどな。
同一人物として生きていく以上、一度他人から押された烙印はそう簡単には拭えない。
I could easily believe that what Yves said was true from his serious tone.
同情はするなよ。あいつらだってそれを承知で延命のために金を稼いでんだ。
Yeah, I understand. His eyes were shining brightly as the woman determined to live life the way she decided. I didn't feel pity for her, only admiration. Still, I could only hope that she didn't have to endure such mindless abuse from people again. That was my only concern. Ooh, I love that little scene. Can I get more like that? It kind of really brings more of the world alive here. Having avoided trouble for the time being, we set out to fulfill our initial objective. We separated into pairs to ask the residents and the guards about the incident. But the results weren't very good.
Oh,
yeah, of course. The guards all said the same thing. As for the residents... I can't remember if they said there were murders in Cheddar or not. Huh? Haven't you heard about the murder that happened last night near Cheddar? Did you? Oh! Yeah, so the Royal Guard is definitely suspicious as hell. They're silencing people here for some reason. Do they just not want the incidents to be out in the public? Are they even attempting to figure out what's going on, who's the murderer, what the motives are? Nah, so we do not trust the Royal Guards as far as I'm concerned. They are not doing their job properly and they're silencing people, so no, we don't trust them. As soon as we asked about the incident, the residents quickly took their leave. We gathered again, wondering what to do with the little progress we were making. Suddenly, an electric car stopped in front of us. Who's this? Rich? Hugo spoke with admiration as we gazed at the expensive-looking vehicle when... Is this Mathis in the car? Oh, we're gonna see Mathis again? That's his butler. A handsome, clean-cut man in a fine tailcoat came out of the car. Unlike the others who tried to avoid answering our questions, he was very polite and spoke to us in a courteous manner.
その通りだが、俺たちに何か用か？
はい、私、とある屋敷に仕えております。執事のジャンと申します。例の事件をあなた方が調査していると聞き、ご助力すべく使いとして参りました。
Huh?
それを望まれた我が主が屋敷に。
Ooh, let's go!
きっと皆様にとって有益な情報をご提供できるかと思いますので、どうかご招待させていただいて。
You're the only one who's giving us answers. Awuga, hell yeah. Bro is gorgeous. I love me long-haired man agenda. we decided to accept John's offer. We were initially suspicious of the sudden invitation, but we came to the conclusion that we couldn't leave without any results. We boarded his car and drove through the streets of Chetas until we finally arrived at a large mansion. It was so large that just looking up at it hurt my neck.
うわーでけえな
Jesus.
うちの実家以上だぞこれ。
How? Mathis, I believe last time, they said he was like a noble. Is he part of the royal family, maybe? How rich is this man? Excuse me, John. I hope it's not improper that I'm dressed in my usual clothing.
大丈夫ですよ。住民は私と主人以外おりませんので、そう緊張なさらないでください。いっそご実家で過ごされているかのごとく。
Bro, nah. Real talk, if I went to a very fancy house like this, I'd be so scared to leave even a speck of dust in my wake. I couldn't believe this was happening. I was also pretty sure that the other three were thinking the same thing as they looked around. We walked past the garden into the house. The stately atmosphere of the interior was intimidating.
さてと。
John stopped and looked at the flight of stairs heading up.
申し訳ございません。本来ならば客間にて顔合わせをと思っていたのですが、直前になって怖くなったのか、主がごねてこの先にある部屋にこもってしまいまして。
John smiled bitterly before starting up the stairs. He led us to a room that looked to be some kind of attic refuge. What lay beyond the doorway was... he's so cute! Stop! Not him with the eyebrow. No! Why is he so precious? Stop this. A wall of books with more on the floor. That expression is killing me. Oh, his eyelashes are so long and gorgeous too. Stop it. I cannot. Hi! Hi! Don't be scared. Behind one book was a young man trying his best to hide his face. Silence filled the room at the odd sight. Is he too shy to say hello? The young man continued to hide his face as he took some peeks at us. Oh, I tried to break the silence when... The young man let out a quiet whimper and hid his face fully behind the book. Oh my god, he's so cute! It did little to hide the rest of his body. Not him, just the book in front of his face, but his whole body is still in view. I'm taking with this one. Bro is the cutest thing ever. Oh, he's the bastard though.
申し訳ございません。ですが、目の前にいるその子供が私の主人でございます。
Everyone exclaimed in disbelief.
さあ、坊ちゃん、自己紹介を。
Come on, I won't bite you. Maybe?
皆様をお招きすると決めたのは坊ちゃんでしょ。このままではろくに会話もできないまま帰られてしまいますよ。
Urged by Jean, the young man finally mustered his strength to speak. Oh my god!
まして、僕がこの屋敷の主マティス。
Oh my god, no, I cannot. Oh, I can't wait to do his route. Please let him be shy like this for his whole route. I would eat it up like crazy.
マティス・クロードで
Hi, Mathis.
す。皆さんがクーネの殺人事件を追っていると噂で聞いて、その協力のためにジャンを使いに出しました。よろしくお願いします。
Just then, John dragged Mathis out of the room and led us all to the drawing room. Hey, buddy! I guess we have to start talking, right? Maybe we can introduce ourselves to make it a bit better. We nervously sat on the expensive furniture and looked at Mathis. Behind him stood the dignified John, ready to serve at a moment's notice. Perhaps it was because he lost his book that he'd been using us as a shield, but Mathis was anxiously looking around the room.
主人が皆様になれるまで私の方からご説明。
Oh, poor baby!
クロード家は代々国立研究所のリライバー施設に多大な出資をしつつ、
Okay.
あらゆる書物の発行、すなわち出版を生業にしてきた家系でございます。
Book publishing? What kind of books?
その現当主が我が主マティスさん。
Right. So Mathis is the head? Dare I ask, where are his parents?
クロード家って、おいおい、かなりの大物じゃねえか。
Huh. Interesting how he didn't know about Mathis, but he knows about the Claude family. So does that mean that Mathis just stays inside the majority of the day?
聞けば一時期、とある王族にその知識を買われて文官として仕えてたって話だろ。それに紙の原料になる森林地帯を所有してるんじゃなかったか。
Bro, owning a whole forest?
おっしゃる通りでございます。とはいえ現在は先代である両親がお亡くなりになり、権利を他者へ売り払ってしまいましたが。
Wait a minute. Parents passed away. We see no traces of them. Were they... I was gonna say, are they relivers? Like, with all the vast wealth they have and how much they donate to the Institute, they would definitely have to be relivers. So when he says passed away, does he mean naturally and they just decided not to be relivers anymore? Or were they actually murdered? Because, like, a high family like that, they definitely would have their backup bodies and everything ready, right?
それでも残された遺産は膨大。坊ちゃんはそのお金で私を雇い続け、本と誇りだらけの不衛生な環境の中、
A cluttered life. Bro, way faster, please. My heart would definitely try and survive. I see. Was it just me? Or did this butler just say something horribly rude about his master? He's probably used to it.
その坊ちゃんとやらが俺たちになんのよ。
This poor kid. Adolphe, don't scare him. He's still a child.
あのな、よく見てみろ。こいつは華奢で童顔だが、年はお前とそう変わらねえぞ。多分、身長もそれなりにある。
Adolphe went on to say that I probably didn't notice because we were all sitting, to which John nodded in agreement.
はい。坊ちゃんは今年で10
Ah, so he's pretty young
同年代に
himself.
比べれば小柄ですが、そこそこ身長もございます。
え、俺とたったの一つ違い？
あと3はしたかと思ったぜ。すげえ。
He got some good genes, doesn't he?
普通よりも若々しい家系なのか。
ごめんなさい。年 しそう。
Don't apologize for that, buddy.
ごめんなさい。
ああ、いや別に責めてるわけじゃねえよ。なんで初対面の相手にそこまでビクビクしてんだ。
He's just a shy character. Hugo scratched his head with a mix of frustration and confusion. Oh, hello, welcome, welcome. But by addressing the obvious, his words somehow eased the unusual tension in the room. Mathis reluctantly continued where John left off.
あなた方が
You can do it.
調べているっていう死体事件。
Mm-hmm.
そのうちの他殺の方に僕は心当たりがあります。
Really? I leaned forward in my seat, and Mathis anxiously nodded in response. What info do you have?
はい。
Mm-hmm.
胸に穴が大きく開いて探検が突き刺さっていたんですよね。実はこのシュディでは過去
Ha!
同じ手口で人が殺されたことが何度もあるんです。
Alright, so the Royal Guard is making citizens shut up about these incidents. Everyone sat up in their seats and looked at Mathis in a serious manner.
その殺人事件は数年前から一定の頻度で起きていました。誰もが寝静まった夜に何者かが屋敷へと侵入し、老若男女関係なく住人全員を惨殺。胸に大きな穴を開け、最後に自分の犯行を主張するかのように探検を刺し遺体を残していく。その圧倒的な強さと残忍さから犯人はこのシュディでブローと呼ばれ、今もなお恐れられています。
Okay, so the murder here in Cheddars is so well known. They gave him his own name. Ain't no way these citizens did not know about this man. How do you say this? Bourreau? Okay. Does that mean something?
からして皆さんが発見した遺体も奴の仕業かと。
Probably. Ah, Bourreau means executioner in French. I've seen a lot of some of the names of places here are French, so it's interesting that they do that for this too. So I probably can just look up things easily. From what I've heard, I believe all the murders are committed by the same person. Okay. So it is just one person doing all this. At least from we know.
お前の話を疑うわけじゃねえが、そんな物騒な事件がどうしてクーネに一切共有されてないんだ。
それは。
They probably just don't want word leaking out to like the commoners, because like they want to think like all the rich and noble people are so well off, they have nothing to worry about, no murders, no nothing.
他ならぬこの衛兵たち。いえ、王族
The
が
family
情報を
themselves.
観光令を敷いたからに他なりません。
A gag order. So what you're saying is, the murders were deliberately concealed from the rest of the island. John nodded in response. Jean? John? They say Jean. So the reason no one told us anything wasn't because they didn't know. but because the guard had forbidden anyone in the district from saying anything.
どうしてわざわざ口ぶりからしてそのブローはまだ捕まってないんだろ
Are they even going to attempt to find this guy?
観光令なんて敷いたら目撃情報から何まで共有できず民を危険にさらすだけじゃないか。
自警団の方にも要請すりゃ警護や捕獲の協力ができたってのに。
Do they not want help with the commoners?
その意見はもっともです。でも仮にそうしてもブローの犯行を防ぐことは無理だったかと。むしろ無意味に被害者が増えただけだと思います。
Hmm?
この衛兵も最初はそれなりに対策をしていたんです。人々に警戒を促し、巡回もこまめに行って、次に狙われそうな要人が住む屋敷の警護もしていました。それが功を奏して、
Oh.
に遭遇できた兵もいます。
But was the person too good?
全員一人の
Jesus!
返り討ちに。
Okay, so this Bourreau person is very, very good at what they do, at killing people. So even trying to find them is just putting your life in danger. And I guess the Royal Guard doesn't even want to do that now. How many people were they? How did they overpower so many people like that?
すなわち王族自慢のエリート部隊が仲良くブローに皆殺しにされました。挙句手も足も出なかったようで犯人の血の一滴すら回収できなかった。
What? Did they try and bum rush him? Did they have a strategy? Who is this person? The Royal Guard was formed to protect the royal family. Regardless of their questionable behavior, all of them were skilled soldiers. At least, that was how Adolphe described them to me before. I felt a sudden chill. The thought that someone strong enough to kill the Royal Guard was lurking around Cohen scared me.
そういった経緯もあって、この衛兵たちはブローを恐れ、積極的な巡回をしなくなり、挙句この件について触れ回るなと観光令を敷いてしまって。
皆様もご存知でしょうが、この衛兵は王族の東園から結成された先民意識の高いリライバー部隊。自らや仲間の無様な失態を他の区の方々へと吹聴されるのを嫌がったのでしょう。ただでさえこの衛兵は民からの信頼がなく、自警団の方が頼れると日頃から囁かれておりますから。
That's good to know. Not everyone just wholeheartedly believes they're the good guys just because of their royal guards.
そんな理由で観光令を。
Bro, they're so embarrassed they got killed that they didn't even want to tell people, hey, there's this crazy murderer out on the loose.
ゴミみてえなプライドだな。
その情報が来てりゃこっちも巡回強化できたってのに。
でも正直クーネでブローが活動を始めたことには
Oh.
僕も驚いてます。
How many murders have happened here in Shedus compared to Cohen? Because it seems like the Cohen murders are more recent compared to the Shedus ones.
今まではずっとこのシュディでだけ
Why did they...
犯行を行っていましたから。
Okay. Why did they move their territory then?
その理由に心当たりは？
Did something big happen in between his last murder in Shedus and his first one in Cohen?
犯人は快楽殺人者の説が濃厚なので、きっとシュディの人間だけでは物足りなくなってしまったんでしょう。きっとあの件だって思考を変えた奴が企てたことに決まって。
What do you mean by the other incident? Does something else happen?
あ、そうなんです。実は最近
坊ちゃん。
John spoke from behind Mathis in a low voice.
あの件に関しましてはあくまで坊ちゃんの想像に過ぎま
Is
せん。
this with his parents?
それに結末が見えているだけに年頃の女性に聞かせるには酷な内容が。
It's fine. She's heard worse.
そっか、そうだよね。ありがとう。ジャンが止めてくれてよかった。
いいえ、未熟な坊ちゃんをフォローするのが俺の役割ですから。
ごめんなさい。ただの気のせいというか、この場には関係ないことでした。
Mathis then straightened his back from his hunched over position from before. His eyebrows, which had been drooping, raised with a sense of earnest resolve.
僕はジャンと共に
Okay.
この衛兵の監視をかいくぐってそのブローを追ってるんです。最近は奴の活動も静かになって手詰まりだったけど、クーネで事件が起きたことで不謹慎ですが、最新の動向を得ることができました。
He looked around the room for a moment, which seemed to unnerve him again.
なので同様の事件を追う皆さんの力に透明のようなものを組めればと思って。
Alright, I can see that. We definitely need help. The Royal Guard is not going to help. They're going to basically stop us if we even come to them with this info. So we might as well work together. At least we have someone on the inside of Cheddus with all this.
ただ申し訳ないんですが、変死の方に心当たりは全く。
なるほどな。
変死の方は未だに死因が断定できてない。なら最優先で対処が必要なのは
他殺が確定してるブローを止めることだな。
Alright. We have a clear objective. We have some more info.
考えると閉鎖的なシュリーで連携してくれる支援者がいるのは正直すごく助かるね。
俺実家とは顔出しするだけの中でほぼ口も聞かねえ感動状態だしな。
What do you mean your family kicked you out? But are you really okay with this, Monsieur Claude? Helping us with our investigation means that you're defying the orders of the royal family, right? If they found out, aren't they going to punish?
構いません。
Ooh,
僕は
interesting expression on his face. We just been seeing him all shy and reserved. Mathis quickly stopped me mid-sentence with a desperate voice. His body shook. His fist trembled on his lap.
僕は数年前大切な
A brother?
兄を
Okay, parents and a brother.
ブローに殺されました。
Oh, so specifically brother. Okay, so then from what I'm seeing, parents passed away. He didn't specific, it was Bourreau who killed them, so they just passed away peacefully and decided not to become revivers? But brother was definitely murdered. I need more info, please. Time suddenly froze. Oh, don't cry, baby. Oh, don't do that.
バックアップも
Oh, please stop. Oh, please no.
兄さんはもうリライバーとしても
Oh my god.
戻ってこない。
Bro, I'm beating the crap out of Bourreau for making this poor angel cry. Tears like glass fell onto his fists.
兄さんは何も殺されるような悪いことなんてしていなかった。むしろ両親
What are we
が倒れていた僕
Don't make your past
をい
sadder.
つも守ってくれていた。
Bro, what is this insult of? Parents hated him? What do you mean?
世界中の誰よりも
Stop this.
優しい人だったのに。
It's just more angst on top of angst. How sadder are you gonna make his past? Did he happen to watch his brother get killed?
それをあいつはまるでおもちゃのように。
Monsieur Claude, you saw your brother being murdered? Please tell me he did not. Do not make his past sadder than it already is. John quickly shook his head in response.
正確にはお兄様が殺された
Now I'm still fighting the body
つけ
though.
られて
Jesus Christ.
どっちにしろきついもんだな。
Mathis roughly dried his tears on his sleeve. Bro, like, at least MC, she has people who love and care about her at this point. With Mathis, he does have his butler John, but his older brother was basically his rock. That was his person who took care of him. Bro, what do you mean? And he found the body. Found the body of the person who loved him and just made sure he was alright. Oh my god. Let's not make his past even sadder, please. That's enough angst for him.
だから僕は
Oh, his story's gonna be so good.
兄さんの仇を取りたい。あいつを兄さんの仇を
Ooh.
この手で殺したいんです。
Oh man, his route's gonna be so good and full of anger. My god, please. I actually kinda wanna see him beat the crap out of Bourreau, just because. He deserves it.
そのためにもどうか皆さんの力を貸してください。
I'll hand you the knife, a gun, we need a metal pipe. I'll give you whatever you need to beat this man to death. Or woman, because we don't know the actual gender. Kill. The young, frail-looking man spoke with such hatred that it was overwhelming. It was dangerous. It's fine, let him be dangerous. A child shouldn't be involved. That was what I could imagine Adolphe and the others saying to him. But his heartbreaking story prevented anyone from resorting to such cliché responses. Understandable, he told you this whole story. There's no way we're gonna say, but you're a kid, you can't be involved. After some time, Adolphe broke the long silence.
支援による殺人の手伝いはできねえ。犯罪者は捕らえて
Yeah, I figured you'd say that.
引き渡し、法にのっとり裁きを受けさせることになってるからな。
Could we get a few hits in? Like if whoever the culprit is, if we just punch them in the face a few times and be a kick to the stomach, that wouldn't be bad, right? We can just say we were defending ourselves before we turn him in. Perfect plan, right? We can still turn him in, just a bit bruised and bloody. Maybe some broken bones. Internal bleeding's fine too.
だが、刺逆性からしてあの晩の犯行だけでおとなしくなるとは思えないし、これ以上黙って被害者を出すわけにもいかねえ。
お互い協力しつつ、いざブローに遭遇したら、俺たちは君が相手を殺そうとする前に捕まえられるよう視力を尽くす。そこが妥当な落としどころじゃないかな。
捕まえた後、殺したいから身柄をよこせなんて甘ったらな文句はなしだぜ、おっちゃん。
I'll try. Bro, honestly, if they ever give you the option to let this man beat up Bourreau, I would let him. Just go ahead. Go berserk.
奴を殺したきゃ、 俺たちを利用しつつうまく出し抜け。
Look at the smile! Even if I didn't fully agree, Mathis must have been happy that I didn't refuse him outright.
ありがとうございます。それで十分です。僕、この衛兵たちに妨害される前に最低限の情報だけはこまめに記録していたので、今すぐそれを自分の部屋から持ってきます。少し待っていてください。
Mathis quickly leapt up from his chair and ran back upward to his attic study.
あんなおとなしそうなこの目的が仇への復讐か。
Life, huh? It's really sad.
それほどまでに坊ちゃんにとって
Yeah.
お兄様の存在は大きかったのですよ。
An older brother to boot? He definitely looked up to that man. John spoke quietly as he refilled my empty teacup.
長くお時間を頂戴してしまい申し訳ありませんでした。坊ちゃんは少々人見知りでして、話を聞くにも根気が必要だったでしょう。
It's perfectly fine. He got what he wanted to say. No, not at all. John chuckled as if to say that it was true.
坊ちゃんのあの性質は元来のものなのですが、唯一の味方であったお兄様を殺されてからはさらに塞ぎ込んでしまいまして。
John let out a deep sigh.
俺としては正直なところ、坊ちゃんには復讐などを忘れて、亡くなられたお兄様の分まで平穏に暮らしていただきたいのですが。
あんたも大変だな。つかじゃん、態度砕けていいぜ。その口調、猫かぶりだろ。
おっと、
Oh?
気づかれてしまいましたか。
気づくも何も途中から一人称が俺になってたしね。
What do you mean, Master of Disguise? Who is this?
俺らはただの自警団だ。取り繕う必要はね。
Is he not actually a butler? Is he a bodyguard, actually?
ありがとうございます。では以後は俺と。敬語は元からの癖ですから気にしないでくださいね。
Can I get info, please?
同盟を抜きにしても、どうか坊ちゃんともども仲良くしていただけると嬉しいです。
I'll definitely be friends with this man. As Mathis continued to collect whatever materials he intended on sharing with us, we were given permission to wander freely around the grand house. John even offered us to use the billiard room to pass the time, but as I wasn't interested in playing, I quietly decided to walk outside. It seemed that Yves had the same thought. Oh, time with Yves! Yes, 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 yes!
こっちは大丈夫。みんなは引き続き夜間の巡回に力を入れて。ただ万が一不審者と遭遇しても無理に捕まえようとはせず、俺かアドルフに連絡を入れてくれる？俺たちからも何か進展があればすぐに連絡するよ。それじゃあね。
He powered off a small device in his hand before placing it in his pocket.
やあ、君も外の風に当たりに来たの？
Yeah, just a little. He called out my name and walked toward me. Yes, just taking a break. I'm sorry. I overheard your conversation. Were you on your transmitter with members of the corps?
うん。外に出るならついでに伝言頼むってアドルフに頼まれてね。外の方が通信もつながりやすいし。
Ooh. This is my first time seeing one. A transmitter was a device used to communicate with someone far away. I heard that they flashed different colors depending on whose device was on the receiving end.
クーネでは基本的に自警団にしか支給されてないからね。 俺も最初は使い方がわからなくて頭を抱えたよ。
I see. I recall Rodolphe saying he received one from the Institute, somewhat against his will. It could be that he wasn't too happy to get one back then like this, because like Yves, he didn't know how to use it. A cool breeze blew between us. When it passed, Yves began to speak again.
改めて昼間のお礼を言わせて。あの時の女性に偽りなく称賛の言葉をかけてくれてありがとう。きっと俺たち男がこの衛兵を追い払って慰めるだけじゃ彼女は傷ついたままだったと思う。
Look at you being smart. Oh. But I was just saying what I felt since you asked me. It looked like she was very conscious about her appearance. I could tell how much effort she put into the makeup she wore and the way she styled her hair. I can't help but respect her for living her life with a difficult job like that.
そっか。そういうところか。
Stop! Don't say that to me. Hmm?
優しいなって。君は自分に関して少し後ろ向きな分、他人の魅力を見つけ、妬みなく焦がれることができる。アドルフが妹分として大事に思ってるのも少しわかる気がするよ。
Yves smiled cheerfully and... Stop! Don't look at me like that! Bro, get out of here. I can't.
そんな優しい君と
Stop it!
俺はもっと仲良くなりたい。
Oh my god, don't do that to me. I'm not even on your route. Stop it. You can't just riz me up here. You can't just compliment me like that.
これを機会にどうか俺と
Mhm.
友達になってくれ
We
ない？
definitely can, buddy. My hand was still at the warmth of his touch. Most people feared getting too close to me. Yet, without any fear at all, he naturally took my hand. Bro, what look do you give someone when you ask to be their friend? That's the look of yearning. That's not friendship. You want something more. Don't do that to me. It reminded me of the night I saw him touch the lycra's flowers so gently. Friends. Yves? Are you really sure?
ん？君のことを知りたいって
Stop
言う
it.
なら今まさに気になってるけど。
That's not it. I mean, the Reaper's curse. You've heard the rumors about me, right? Even if he hadn't, he experienced my curse firsthand. There is no reason for him to be this kind. I wouldn't blame him if he held a grudge. On top of all that, my curse was almost killed you last night. It was pure luck that Adolphe was able to bring you back to life, knowing it was Lucas instead.
そう言われてもな、現実味がないよ。あの爆発を君が起こしたなんて証拠はやっぱりどこにもないわけだし。仮にそうだとして、俺は特に気にしないかな。だから何？というか。
Hmm? Huh? Yves continued in a calm voice as I stood there in shock.
君が人間だろうが、死神だろうが、こうして俺の前で懸命に生きている一つの命には変わりない。なら、君は他の人間と等しく、俺が愛すべき存在だ。
Yves continued.
他の誰が君を嫌おうと、俺は君のことを
Stop it!
迷わず愛する。
No, don't use that word on me. Bro. Did he say love? What kind of love do you mean here, buddy? The words that should have been spoken to someone special in his life were spoken to me in such a casual way. Rather than guilt, What I felt most of all was confusion. But from the tone of his voice, it probably doesn't have a deeper meaning. Girl, okay. Still, I felt he should watch what he said, especially since he was so handsome. His words may cause misunderstanding, depending on who he said that to. I assure you, he's only saying that to us at this point. After a moment, Yves looked down somewhat apologetically.
君が俺に対してこの仮面の件で負い目を感じてるのは薄々分かってた。けどだからって急に切り出していい話じゃなかったよね。辛いことを思い出させてごめん。
No, not at all.
だからもう俺はこの件について触れないでおく。君も気にしなくて大丈夫だよ。
But I can't do that. I need to apologize to you for what happened back then, Yves. There is no way that I couldn't.
過去を振り返って君に得られるものがあるならそれでいい。でもただ傷つくだけじゃ意味がない。だから答え合わせは先延ばしにして互いに勇気を持てたいつかにしよう。
Alright.
その分今の君がどんな女の子なのか、俺も今の君がどういう人間なのか言動で伝えられるよう頑張るからさ。
For that to happen.
俺の大事な友達になってくれる？
Yves' smile was pure and sincere, without any sense of ill will. A response to his honest request. Hell yeah, we're saying yes? What do you mean? Let me save real quick. There's no shot they give you an option just to not say anything. Bro, I'm saying yes. This boy deserves all the love and friendship he can have. Down. Yes. Did that change something in the story? What does that mean? Please, give me something good with this man. Don't give him heartbreak. There is no reason for me to refuse his offer. Before I knew it, I naturally reached out to give him a handshake.
手を取ってくれて嬉しいよ。これからどうぞ。よろしくね。
Yes, I'm looking forward to getting to know you too. Right. You too, Yves.
友達同士なんだからさん付けなんていらないよ。普通にイブって呼んでほしい。
I'm too shy around you. Alright then. I will.
何かな？
It seemed to ignite a spark in him. The brightness that grew inside Yves came forth and lit up his smile. In the end, I couldn't confirm, let alone apologize for, what happened 7 years ago. I was grateful that he said we didn't have to talk about what happened, but my feelings of relief made me feel ashamed. If only my heart was strong enough to face that nightmare. One day, I'll apologize for what happened and thank him for what he's done for me. Still, I wonder what he meant when he used the word love. He's the same mysterious person as the one I saw in the field of lycorises. I headed back inside, while Yves stayed to enjoy the breeze a while longer. Hey, buddy! Just as he was hurrying from his study, the sack of papers and books that Mathis brought downstairs fell from his arms and scattered all across the floor. Oh no! I was perfectly fine. I'll help you pick all those up. You're perfectly fine. No, I'm sorry if I startled you. Here, let me help pick these up. I crouched down to the floor, making an attempt to stack them in some semblance of order. As I did, I caught some interesting tidbits from what he had prepared. So these are the materials he wanted to share with us about Bourreau. These notes are about how many bodies were found and where, including what they were doing at the time of death. There are even details about the victims' families here. I was surprised by his thoroughness. He is a clumsy baby, we love that for him. We'll always catch him if he falls. But I haven't noticed any autopsy reports yet. I wonder if it's because the bodies were recovered by the Royal Guard. Mathis glanced at me as he continued picking up the papers from the floor.
僕がまとめた資料に何か不備や見苦しい点がだとしたらすぐに直します。
They're perfectly fine. I'm just looking at them. You did such a good job. Actually, the opposite. I was just amazed as to how you're able to gather so much information by yourself. The content is very organized. It's easy to read, even for a novice like me. Look at the smile!
よかった。ジャン以外に自分が作った文章を見せるのは初めてなので。
He finally smiled. It's such a beautiful, cute smile, but I can tell he's still scared of talking to other people. It might be his natural temperament, but I wonder if something happened in his past. Probably his parents hating him, honestly. That's a big indicator. As I thought quietly to myself. Surprisingly, Mathis was actually trying to continue the conversation.
僕と年がそんなに変わらないってお聞きしましたけど、おいくつって？
I think MC is 22? No, 21? I don't think she's close. I think she might be close to the 23 age. Oh, I'm 18 years old. Oh, she's 18? Never mind. But I think 20. Is that someone else? So literally a year difference. Human, the same age as Yves. Bro, who's 22? No, that's... Oh shit, that's Adolf who's 22. But you're kind of mature too, you're just shy, it's perfectly fine. Really? Mathis nodded a few times, with some degree of anguish.
やっぱり外の世界での
Ah.
経験の差なのかな。でも噂の自警団に女性も参加してるとは
No,
知らなかった
right.
です。
He doesn't know about our reputation. He's talked about us, but he doesn't know that we're that person. We're that person.
僕と一個しか変わらないのに立派なお仕事をされてるんですね。すごいな。
Secondly, my first day on the job. Oh. I was stunned by the realization. This was how someone would see me if they didn't know I was death. My heart ached a bit at the thought that I had deceived him. I decided to tell him the truth. I'm sorry, Monsieur Claude. I'm not actually with the corpse at all. I gathered my courage and expressed that I was the person known as Death. Upon hearing my confession, Mathis's face suddenly turned pale. Hey, don't be scared of me, please. Once again, the materials in his arms fell to the floor as he scrambled against the wall. I shouldn't be surprised by his reaction. I knew this would happen, but it was still disheartening to see after our conversation just a moment ago.
ごめん なさい。つい過剰に反応してしまって。
Mathis stared at me as he gathered the papers from the floor again.
あなたの正体が怖かったのは事実ですけど、身も蓋もない言い方をすれば、僕ブローの行方を終えればそれでいいので。
His fright was expected, but it was acceptance of my identity that startled me. As if to hide his fear, Mathis gave a nervous laugh. He's reacting better than a lot of other people, honestly. He's still willing to work with me.
僕は自分の人生を惜しいとは思っていません。けれど唯一の心残りが兄さんを殺したブローへの復讐なので。だからその
Hello?
死を招くならそれを遂げてからにしてもらえると。
Oh, sweetie. You're listening to those rumors too much. I cannot control when or how you die. What? He's not much older than I am, but he's so determined to see this through. He was carrying the burden of revenge on his shoulders, against someone he didn't know. And he gave his life no other meaning.
その分、今の君がどんな女の子なのか、それを俺に教えてほしい。
I remembered what Yves said to me. Ah, that's right. I was always looking down on myself. I've never let anyone besides Adolphe get close to me or learn more about me. I introduced myself to Mathis as Death, but I didn't say what that meant exactly. My lazy approach toward my own existence led him to saying such a sad thing. What? We're blaming ourselves? As I eternally reprimanded myself, I steadied my breathing before speaking again. Monsieur Claude, I don't have any special ability to kill people like what you might be imagining.
Huh?
Well, what I'm trying to say is, I have no intention of causing people's deaths, so please don't worry. I could hear how strange my explanation sounded as I was saying it, but this was the best that I could manage for now. Of course he's playing Pokemon. If I still scare you in some way, please let me know, and I'll leave right away. But maybe it's for the best if I head back to the orphanage. I forced out the best smile I could, and quickly turned to leave when... Ow! I felt a sharp pain on my arm, where he grabbed it suddenly. What is it?
もう日が暮れるので、女性が一人で歩いちゃダメです。絶対に外には出ないでください。
Oh. He specifically said josei in Japanese, so specifically women shouldn't go out. I felt the pressure run down my arm as Mathis shouted. Understood. I'll stay here until the others are ready. So if you could, please let go of my arm a little.
ごめんなさい。つい慌ててしまって。
Is this just regular panic because of Bourreau outside killing people, or is this because another reason?
女性に許可なく触れるなんて、失礼でしたよね。
It's fine. I guess I was surprised too. I gently rubbed my arm once he let it go. Despite his frail appearance, Mathis seemed to possess a great deal of physical strength. He probably doesn't even realize it. Now that I'm looking more closely, There's a knife strapped to his thigh. Maybe he's training to avenge his brother. As I thought about it, Mathis looked like he was regretting what he said earlier.
あなたを今この瞬間無理やり屋敷から追い出したりはしないです。絶対に。どんな相手だろうとわざと一人ぼっち
Is that what his brother taught him?
意地悪だけはしちゃダメだと小さい頃
Stop!
兄さんにそう教わりましたから。
He looked down apologetically.
あなたは何もしていないのに変な態度をとってしまってごめんなさい。もう二度としないのでどうかブローを追うの一緒に手伝ってほしいです。
As Mathis looked up at me anxiously, I could tell from his eyes that his request was sincere. Yes, as long as you're okay with me. I breathe a sigh. What's going on? I can't believe I'm getting to know so many kind and caring people all at once. The happiness I was experiencing was more than death could ask for. After everyone reviewed the records that Mathis had painstakingly put together, we came to the conclusion that Bourreau had a pattern of targeting the rich. If so, then the wealthy merchants selling their wares at March and Cohen were most at risk. Adolphe used his transmitter to alert the other members of the corps waiting at the base. Before long, the sun had completely set.
よければ僕の屋敷に泊まっていってください。
We decided to accept his generous offer and remain here for the night. Other. As etiquette demanded, Lottie was given a room to herself, so it did not take long for her to fall asleep. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. As only 2 people inhabited the mansion, the other rooms were not very well kept. As such, the members of the corps who shared a guest room struck up a conversation.
夜景やアドルフの家での飲み会以外で外泊するのは久しぶり。なんだか無性にワクワクするよね。ここは童心に帰って枕投げならぬクッション投げでもする。
I love to watch you guys have a pillow fight.
やめろ。ここの調度品1個でも壊したらとんでもねえ負債を抱えることになんぞ。つかお前肋骨折れてるんじゃねえのかよ。
I forgot about that.
よくはしゃぐ気になれんな。
Bro still has a broken rib. Oh my god.
折れていると言っても少し違和感がある程度で痛くはないし、まだまだ何本も予備。
Bro, what do you mean? He has spare ribs, so the one broken is perfectly fine? Yves, get out of here. The girls are gossiping, right? I want whatever gossip they have about work. Is there someone they don't like?
肋骨は消費を前提とした骨じゃねえんだよ。この鈍ちんバカ。
Bro, not him having spare ribs.
ガキの集まりじゃねえんだぞ。とっとと寝ろお前ら。
Adolphe, don't be a stick in the mud. Join in. Adolphe grumbled nearby. He then turned over with his back to Yves and Hugo, his expression hidden under his blanket.
イブ、あいつのことをどう思ってる？もう気づいてんだろ。
The question echoed in the silence, gossiping about me? Even as they settled down for the night, Yves still wore the mask on his face. Hugo, who was kicking Yves' legs to annoy him, suddenly stopped moving for a moment. As for Yves, It seemed like he had no intention of asking whether the question was directed at him.
君から聞いていた通り、優しい
What do you mean? You're pretty?
俺と違ってすごく綺麗な子だしね。
Hello, sir. We can be pretty together.
きっと死神の誤解が解ければ、誰からも愛される素敵な笑顔を浮かべられるはずだ。
Bro, he's too nice for me. I can't.
できれば友達としてその手助けができるといいな。
Yves gave a carefree response, despite the cautious silence between the other two.
そうか。こういう時はお前の意味不明な思考回路というか、呆れるほどの博愛主義に救われる。
In response to Adolf's statement,
やっぱそれが原因なのな。
Hugo mumbled quietly before removing his blanket and sitting up.
ヒューゴ、どこに行くの？
目が覚めた。少し外の空気吸ってくるから、ほっといて寝て。
I swear to God, you better not kill off Hugo. I swear to God, him leaving should not bring this much fear into me. He'll be fine, right? Outside by himself, please. Hugo walked out into the night air, feeling something indescribable. Yves was asked about his past with Lottie in that roundabout way. His quick response echoed in Hugo's head. Yves held no grudge against her. Knowing him, he probably didn't concern himself with what happened.
だからこそ腹が立つっつうか。
Bro, he'll be okay, right? No matter how much he thought about it. What's that look?
バカバカしい。俺はあいつの母親にでもなったつもりかよ。
So it's obvious they're showing he really cares about Yves. Is he mad or disappointed that Yves does not hold a grudge against the MC because of the incident?
あいつが納得してんなら、俺が口出す
Yeah, bro, you're not part of
違い
it.
だ。
Bro, do not tell me you're that pissed off about the incident. Hugo spoke aloud to himself, then turned around to head back inside when... Ah! He encountered Mathis, who seemed to be outside for the same reason. He was not dressed for bed, because he wasn't planning on sleeping anytime soon.
こんな夜更けに何してんだ？子供はとっくに寝てる時間だぞ。
子供じゃないです。イブさんと一つしか違わないじゃないですか。
おお、言うじゃねえか。けどそりゃ自分で金稼いでからいいな。
Hugo rubbed Mathis' head, messing up his hair, at which point Mathis gave a dissatisfied frown. Seeing his expression, Hugo's perception of the stammering young man from this afternoon changed slightly.
なんだお前、そんな顔もできんのか？短気なところは兄貴にか？
ジャン
Oh,
から
don't do that to me.
そっくりだってよく言われます。
ほー。なんつうかお前見てると実家の妹たちを思い出すな。一族揃ってリライバーになってからすっかり可愛げがなくなったが、あいつらも昔はこんな感じだった気も。
ヒューゴさんはリライバーだったんですね。
なあ、そっちは？
僕は違います。
John 17?
純粋な人間としての17歳です。
Bro, the teasing voice was so good. As they continued their idle exchange, something drew near from above. What do you mean? What question mark? Who is this? Stop! No! No! Do not kill off Hugo! Do not kill off Hugo! Mathis is not dying. He's a love interest. I swear to God. If you kill off Hugo in this moment, suddenly... Stop! Do not! Do not! Stop! 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 A silent blade flashed before their eyes. It swung downward. Save? Save it? Did you save it? Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Please? I can't, don't kill him off. I swear to God. Like, please. Who is this? Show yourself. Who the hell? The sword he quickly pulled from his sheath pushed back against the approaching blade. Bro, if this person has a cloak on, who is this? He managed to deflect the full attack, sustaining only a gash that sent droplets of blood over the Claude family's garden. How? How is this person here? Did they watch us from the streets? Is this the killer? Is this Bourreau? Do not. Mathis's eyes fell upon the person, whose shadow darkened the blood on the grass. Therefore, fucking God, of course, we weren't able to know the identity of Bourreau this early on. Oh my God. Mathis, wait. Let's not get revenge yet. You cannot take them on yet. Please wait a minute. Trading arc first. Oh my God. What do you mean? Everything was going so well. Along with the memories of despair, the hatred hidden deep in his heart returned. The timid young man's personality slowly shifted into a different color. Mathis brandished the knife that he kept close for this very moment. At that, Hugo clicked his tongue, as he too knew who the assailant was. Bro, ain't no way we're defeating this man this early on, right? Why are they here specifically? Ooh? I'm trying to look at their outfit. Hold on. Have I seen that before? Suspicions. I'm gonna keep these details in mind. Hold on, actually, let me take a photo with my phone and then I'll keep that in mind just in case. Hold on, phone. Okay. That outfit. I mean, if he did, then he definitely... How did he know that, though? He had to have been watching us from the streets when we were asking all the citizens about the killer. This was no time to be thinking. Hugo's priority was to protect Mathis, who lacked any real fighting prowess. But the young man in need of protection took an unexpected course of action. Okay, buddy, breathe. Are you good? Oh my God. Why did this go from 0 to 100 so quick? His deceptively frail figure wheeled the dagger in hand and quickly lunged toward the assailant to strike. Bro, he don't care! Ooh, the glove they're wearing? Hold on. Half hand glove? Keep that detail in mind, chat. Bourreau easily parried Mathis' foolhardy attempt and quickly followed with a sharp kick. Can someone inside hear this, please? Hugo suddenly went pale. He knew he wouldn't make it in time. The young man was going to die with one more strike from Bourreau. Did he sacrifice himself? But the attack didn't happen. Instead, the killer quickly turned his weapon toward another target. Have we seen that outfit before? Is he trying to go for Hugo? Hold on, let me take another photo. Because now we have to remember this outfit just in case. Hugo's relief that Mathis was no longer the target opened him up for attack. Monster was hardly an exaggeration. Hugo somehow blocks one blow after the other, but The strikes came so furiously that he couldn't determine exactly what type of weapon was being used against him. Out of the corner of his eye, Hugo noticed Mathis doing his best to stand up again. Mathis, go get help! Go get help! Go in the house and get everyone else, please! I am begging you. Now is not the time for revenge. Hugo is about to die. Oh my god, Mathis, you're killing me. I love you, but sir, please. I'm holding my breath so hard right now, right? My body is shaking like crazy. I'm too nervous for this right now. Mathis tried to capture his attention, but as if nothing had happened, Bourreau disregarded his challenger. Huh? Mathis's surprise was only natural. Bourreau, the cruel murderer who terrorized the wealthy, when faced with a direct taunt, turns his attention away from Mathis, the master of the estate. Instead, the killer's target has somehow become Hugo, who was fighting for his life. Please, someone from the inside. Please? The sounds outside were unmistakable. Oh, thank God. Please, someone go and help Hugo. Please? Please?
Hugo!
The door had slammed open with a kick. A large vase came hurtling out from inside the house. It flew at a speed fast enough to kill if it struck the assailant head, but shattered at once with the swing of his blade. Yves and Adolphe ran out and swiftly took their place on each side of the injured Hugo. Oh, thank God. He's fine, he's fine, he's fine. You're good, you're good. You're not dying. Just bleeding a little. Mathis glared, huffing and panting, as he dragged himself to his knife intended for Bourreau. Adolphe swiftly took action. Right. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Lottie and John moved quickly. John offered cover while supporting the injured Hugo with his shoulder. Lottie did her best to hold Mathis back so he wouldn't move any closer. Bro, Mathis, I know you want revenge, but it's obvious you're no match for Bourreau at this point. I know, but I'm sorry. Now's not the time. The executioner glanced over at the two and quickly vanished. His shadow followed at the speed of dark until both had gone from the garden. Bro, not him running away. I gotcha, I gotcha. Okay. The two dashed off in pursuit of Bourreau. She prayed for their safe return and tried to somehow convince Mathis to go back inside, but... Bro, now I gotta wrangle him. Ah! Mathis forced himself to his feet, making Lottie fall to the ground. Mathis, please! He snatched the knife from the ground and ran for the garden after Yves. John, please, do something! Run after him! Please wait, Mathis!
あいつが何かやらかす前に捕まえろ。
わかりました。
The gate that Mathis had just gone through suddenly opened again, letting in a crowd of people. What do you mean?
おい、クロードさん。これは一体何の騒ぎだ。
Oh, ah,
さっき武器を持った連中がここから飛び出してきたのが見えたぞ。
oh shit.
どういうことか説明してもらおうか。
Ah. The timing couldn't have been any worse. Sensing the commotion, the people quickly surrounded John. Do I have to go? John?
申し訳ありません。
Bro, what do you
俺の代わりに
mean?
ポッチャを。
There is no time to think. She was the only one who could move now. Understood. Lottie nodded in response to John's plea, determined to stop Mathis before he got to Bourreau. She wove through the crowd, running out into the night streets of Chetas. It's me? Really? Adolphe and Yves gave chase. It finally cornered Bourreau at a dead end. How is this gonna work out? Dead end. He can't get away, right? I don't think I've seen that outfit before. There's an intricate pattern on the side and some red peeking out. Have I? Hold on.
ようやく追いついた。俺たちに対してあいつは息切れ一つなしか。
There's one other love interest we haven't really seen much of. Xian, the guy who works in the institute. I'm not sure if it's 100% him as this character here or if he's Bourreau, but suspicion because we barely saw this man. Adolphe pointed his sword at Bourreau, who was clearly a force to be reckoned with.
質問だ。クーネで起きた殺人もお前の仕業か。
Ooh, that's a different weapon than I expected. What's that? Called a halberd, I think? He quickly lifted up his weapon. Hey, I know something.
また扱いづらいもんを。
でもその扱いづらい武器で住人や近衛兵を皆殺しにしたってことは
相当やばいぞ。油断した瞬間に間違いなくやられる。気合を入れろ、イブ。
暴力はあまり好きじゃないんだけどな。
Yves let out a sigh, pulling up a rapier that shone in the darkness.
お人よしも大概にしとけ。
わかってるよ。好きじゃないけど、やらないとは言ってない。どうしてこんなことをするのか、じっくり彼に話を聞いてみたいところだけど、あいにく話が通じる相手じゃなさそうだ。さすがにそのぐらいの区別はつく。
If Bourreau escaped, Moore would undoubtedly die.
徹底的に叩きのめして踏んじばった後、正体と動機をじっくり聞けばいい話だよね。
Yves turned his endearing smile to Bourreau.
大丈夫。君にどんな理由があろうとなかろうと、俺は最初から全てを否定して
Bro, you're too nice.
君の言い分は時間をとっていくらでも聞き遂げてみせる。その後、君が殺してきた人々の
What? Yves! Stop!
あの少年に
Apologize to the people you killed, bro.
詫びてくれないか。
His kind words merely served as a signal that the battle was about to begin. Ooh! The dry clanging of metal echoed throughout the quiet alleys. The long sword slashed, the rapier thrusted. Yet Bourreau blocked and parried each blow, responding to them with a swipe of his halberd. Each weapon struck at a different range. Yves and Adolphe could tip the fight in their favor, if only they could get within range. That was their plan, but they were unable to get close to close the distance, thereby losing any possible advantage.
ち叩いた後でごめん。
Bro.
これはちょっときついかもだ。安心しろ。俺もだ。
Their light exchange helped to reduce the tension they felt from their struggle. The battle was 2 against 1, yet it was Yves and Adolphe who sustained repeated attacks on their shoulders and arms. Doesn't look like he's trying to outright kill them yet, at least.
何もかもがデタラメだ。人間にできる動きじゃない。
Halberds were as heavy as they looked, and not considered swift weapons. In the hands of normal people, at least. Bourreau was able to reposition himself immediately after each swing, when it would take anyone else a few seconds.
まさに化け物だな。
Enhanced body, maybe? But
気づいてるか、イブ。
もちろん。この人が本気なら俺たちはもう。
okay,
肉塊になってる。
that's what I thought. So he's not taking this serious. Is it enough just to incapacitate them so he can escape? Despite his display of astounding prowess, the Silent was still holding back. The wounds they received, while deep enough to bleed, were not life-threatening.
ヒューゴには最初から殺すつもりで襲いかかったはずなのに。
Huh.
なんで？
Why go after Hugo? As far as we know, he's not really rich, like a noble person. He didn't have the time to think. He suddenly went tense, seeing Bourreau lower his stance and pull his halberd up to the side.
アドルフ、上と下どっちだと思う？
I don't know.
下だな。
じゃあそっちで緩和した方がよく当たる。
The two jumped up immediately. And just like that, the halberd's deadly blade swiped the air where the two had just stood. Jesus, they're bloody. They both gulped at the same time. It didn't seem like he wanted to kill them, but he was intent on incapacitating them. The two had lost too much blood and were already wounded beyond reason. In contrast, their opponent hadn't even broken a sweat and was still swinging his weapon as though it was nothing. Someone at least ripped down his hood somehow. We're going to lose. Just as those 4 words flashed through their minds. I swear to God, Mathis! You're killing me! Stop it! Bro, he already caught up? Where's MC? Where are we? The Avenger arrived at the worst possible time! Okay. Mathis, no longer a frightened boy, screamed as his throat was being ripped open. Bro. Mathis, please. They wouldn't kill him, right? He's a male lead. He's one of the love interests. Adolphe's words fell on deaf ears as Mathis threw his knife in a rage. The knife he had been sharpening for this very moment flew between Yves and Adolphe, straight toward its target. It must have been a mere reflex for the executioner. With the wave of his halberd, he deflected the knife back. Where did the knife go? It was being sent back through the same path. No! Stop it! You can't kill him off! The knife's menacing tip headed straight. Stop! No! What is this? Just as was about to strike Mathis's head. Mathis? What? Did we save him? Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. It only cut our hair. Oh my God. Oh my God. Chat, give me like a few seconds to compose myself. My heart is beating wildly. Oh my God. I need water. Dear God. Bro, this game is killing me. I can't tell who's gonna live or not. He's obviously not going to really die in the general route. I'm assuming, like 99% sure he's a love interest, but then I don't know how this game's gonna work considering how the beginning was. Oh my god. I'm actually gonna pass out. What is this? Okay. Okay. In the nick of time, Mathis's body was pushed down from behind, and the deadly blade passed right above it. The one who saved Mathis from imminent death was... Hey buddy, you good? The young woman, known as Death. Mathis's frenzy for vengeance stopped at the sight of his unexpected savior. Bro, I'm saving your ass! I was worried, and because of my promise. Lottie knew immediately that she arrived at the best and worst possible time. She was pale and trembling, the knife having just brushed against her. The reason she intervened to stop Mathis was... You said it yourself before. Mathis, you asked us for help so that we can go after Bourreau together. Ooh, not Otto. Having someone ask for me for help was special to me. It meant more to me because of how important it was. I didn't want you to be killed in some lonely place because I couldn't be of any help to you. The madness and anger in Mathis's eyes slowly faded. In their place, something else was reflected. Strands of gold fluttered to the ground. Lottie's golden hair lay scattered around them in the dark alley. The knife that flew overhead took her hair in place of Mathis's life. The shimmering of gold from the moonlight upon her fallen hair caught everyone's eyes. Bourreau remained still at the sight. Someone tackle him! Someone tackle him! Nah, he's important, isn't he? Hold on, that fit. The executioner backed away slowly. He quickly leapt up and kicked off from the alley walls to make his way upward, melting to the darkness of the night sky, and of course he gets away. Silence fell upon the alley. Released from the bloodied halberd, the two corpse members gently fell knee first onto the ground. Bro, that means he could have escaped this whole time, honestly.
一撃を入れるどころか、かすめさせることもできなかった。あんな強い人がこの国にいたんだね。
Adolphe, Yves, you're bleeding.
気にすんな。見かけほどひどくね。
自分たちで応急処置するから。君はマティスのことを見ててほしい。
Alright. Can we all have a nice rest, please? Can I just get a nice bed? My gaze turned to Mathis, slumped to the ground in a complete stupor.
ブロー、どこにもいない。逃がした。兄さんの敵。やっと見つけたのに。
Mathis finally returned to his senses, coming to terms with the harsh reality. Okay, it's fine. Let it all out. Just let it all out. He punched the ground angrily. Seeing him like this. Ooh. Am I on his route though? Hold on, let me save. I cannot tell when it gives me onto a route. Am I still in the friend? Am I good? Where am I? Okay, we're still on the common route. Okay, Act 2. Gotcha. Do we... I don't want to leave him alone, but like, he needs that to vent out. I don't want to talk to him though. Let's try and talk to him. He might yell at me, but I guess it is what it is. Mathis? I have no regrets about holding you back. Please don't get mad at me. It looks like even Yves and Adolphe were able to stop the killer. You good? You good? It was clear that Mathis didn't stand a chance when Bourreau first struck. Fortunately, in the garden outside his mansion, for some reason, he was spared. But he might not have been so lucky this time. If you faced Bourreau without a plan, he probably would have killed you before you had a chance to exact your revenge. I know this is horrible to say, but you might have died for nothing. It's not something that I need to say, since you know yourself best, Mathis. If you were killed, do you think your late brother, or John, who you would have left behind, would have praised your bravery? I knew what I was saying was cruel. Mathis's vengeance was his, and his alone. It wasn't up to me to stop him or reprimand him. I knew that, but I had to talk sense into him somehow, even if it made me sound arrogant. And it was probably because I was scared. Such a kind soul, who had looked me in the eye and asked me for help, could easily be lost, just like that. Mathis bit down on his lip, expressing his regret in a hoarse whisper.
そんなこと最初から分かってた。でもあいつを見た瞬間、兄さんが殺された時の記憶が蘇って。
Sorry, you can't hear it, but my cat's sleeping on my bed behind me and he's snoring. I can slightly hear it in my ear, but I don't think the mic is picking it up. It just caught me off guard.
頭の中が真っ赤に染まって、自分の中から溢れる醜い感情を抑えることができなくなった。
Yes, I know what you mean. Someone important to you was taken away, and I still asked you to stop. It was cruel of me to say so. I'm sorry. Do you need to cry? Yeah, okay, it's fine. Go ahead and cry. His expression twisted as he felt the full extent of his powerlessness. Oh, thank God John's here. John finally arrived and threw his arms around Mathis.
John. ご無事ですか? お怪我は?
Hearing his quiet voice and feeling his heartbeat,
本当によかった。
John embraced him even more tightly.
どうかもう二度とこのようなことはしないでください。坊ちゃんにもしものことがあったら、俺にはもうこの世で生きていく理由がありません。
Oh. Mathis sniffed in John's caring arms.
ごめんなさい。じゃあ無茶をして 破ってごめんなさい。失う不安を僕が一番嫌いな感情を与えてしまってごめんなさい。
Can we please rest now? Please? Mathis forced out the words through tears. Although he regretted his outbursts, he didn't say anything about giving up on his revenge. Should he quit now or see it through? The answer to that was up to him. The exchange of hatred and madness, even at the risk of death. Perhaps this is just one of the many new deaths that the Watchman mentioned before. Right, poor baby. Someone needs to give him like some hot chocolate, some cookies, something to kind of just get him through the day, please. Hopefully he had a good rest.
コンコンと
Oh?
儚い少女は咳をする。大丈夫かい？体の調子は？聞き慣れた心配に少女は大丈夫だと笑顔で答える。だがいつも不思議に思うのだ。自分より早く死ぬ彼らはどうしていつも笑顔なのだろう。はてさて、迫る死が怖いなんて困ったものだわ。この国の中では仲間外れになってしまう。少女は愛らしい声でそう泣いた。
なるほど。私が寝込んでいる一晩の間に、そんな
I'm so sorry, Mother. We didn't tell Mother anything.
ヒューゴさん、あなたも随分と大変な目にあったのね。
So she's back home, right?
俺はまだ比較
Oh, we're there
的
together.
傷が浅い方でしたから、軽い止血と消毒で済みましたよ。
シュディの人間を襲う猟奇殺人鬼。私も子供たちの安全のために国内の情報はこまめに拾っているけれど、そんな噂は初めて聞いたわ。
俺もです。自分の実家近くであんな化け物が暗躍してたなんて想像するだけでゾッとします。この衛兵がろくに仕事してりゃまだ心構えができたってのに。
ええ、本当に。
にしても正直あのブローの目的は俺にはよくわかりません。この国の人間を殺したところでバックアップさえ取ってるならリライバーとして蘇ることができる。支援でも金欲しさの犯行でもないならなんでわざわざ。
そうね、確かに不思議ではあるけれど、本当に殺人に快楽を見出すだけの異常者なのだとしたら、動機も利益も考える必要はないと思うわ。
That is true. But from what we've seen when we fought against the guy, I feel like it's more than just pleasure, if that guy really is Bourreau.
自警団、アドルフたちはまだそのブローを追うつもりでいるの？
はい。まあ俺としちゃ正直あんな化け物には二度と関わり合いになりたくないんですけど、アドルフとイブは自警団の中で最も強い実力者です。
And they had problems. They couldn't get a single hit on this man.
そんなあいつらが二人がかりでも勝てない化け物だからこそ、このまま放置することはできない。リーダーであるアドルフはそう判断しました。 つうわけでアドルフたちに代わってシスターにその報告をしに来たわけです。
そう。あの子まで巻き込まれたと聞いたときは心臓が止まるかと思ったけれど、アドルフたちが一緒にいてくれて本当によかったわ。それで二人の怪我の程度は？
かろうじて無事です。ただまあ軽傷でもないんで。リュカ先生が紹介してくれたあそこで軽く入院つか傷の手当てを受けてますよ。
あそこってまさかあの病院のこと？その
What do you mean that hospital?
なのかしら。
まあシスターが心配する気持ちはわかりますよ。運営する団体の毛色が変わってますし。ただあの病院自体は善良な医者の集まりなんで、危害を加えられることはないと思います。俺がいないならあのメンツは誰もリライバーじゃないですし。
そう。リュカ先生の紹介なら仕方ないわね。でもヒューゴさん、あなた今までのやりとりや生活から察す
She's like, keep my kids in line.
自警団のブレーキ役よね。そんなあなたを見込んでちょっとしたお願いがあるのだけど。くれぐれもどうかアドルフ、そしてあの子、私のかわいいかわいい貴重で大事な
Mother!
唯一無二の子供たちに無謀な真似をさせて危険な目に遭わせないでちょうだいな。
Bro, you better do as mother says.
あの子たちには他の人間と違ってまだ控えの命がないの。だから死んだら取り返しがつかない。あなたの無茶をしそうな相棒さんにも。
The look on her face, mother! Bro, she really said, you better tell Yves that shit too. Bro. Right? I'm glad for her child. She's so sweet and caring. I love the look on her face. Like, bro, you and your partner better get your shit in line and keep my kids safe. Yeah, yeah, do what mother says.
ほら、お返事は。
Yes, ma'am. That's what you're gonna say. Yes, ma'am. Radio. Anything like that. Come on. Go on. Yep, there you go. You will do your best. Bro, I love her. I need more of her. I was at a hospital in Cohen. Okay, this went well. After peeling the apples he received as a gift, I cut them into even pieces. I then placed them on 2 plates and... I've cut a few apples. Would you like some, Yves? Yves with his hair down! See if your best is up to mother standards, right?
すごい。君ってやっぱり器用なんだ。
Huh?
剥いたリンゴの皮がこんなに細く、しかも切れることなくつながってるなんて。俺、自分で剥くとどんなに気をつけても一度は切れちゃうからさ。尊敬するよ。
Oh, thank you, but I just happened to get it right this time. Yves was lying in bed, wearing loose clothes. As he crunched away at the apples, I could only imagine how many bandages he had wrapped around him under those clothes. Is your rib so good? I turned toward the other person in the room. Adolf, you're here too!
この窓から逃げれば出口までそこまで距離はねえな。
Hello?
あとは警備の有無を確認して。
Stop! No, he's the type of person who doesn't want to stay in hospitals. He just wants to keep working. What do you mean jump out of the window? Abdelf had only been admitted for a day, but he was already planning his escape. He really doesn't like staying here. We were accompanied by...
いやー、まさか
Lucas!
使用で訪れた病院に可愛い元教え子たちが血だらけで運ばれてくるとは予想もしていませんでした。
Lucas was chuckling as he looked at the new patients he had referred to this hospital.
まあ俺も思ってなかった。
あ連日何かとご迷惑をおかけします。
最終的に命が無事ならいくらでも迷惑をかけてくれて構いません。君も無傷とはいえ怖い思いをしたでしょう。ここ数日立て続けに事件や人死にに遭遇する君の心に深い傷が残っていないか。
Thank you for thinking of me. But I'm fine, really. I didn't get close to this Bourreau person. More importantly, is everything okay? I heard they have to stay in the hospital for a while.
本来ならそうしてほしいところだがね。全身の裂傷、多量出血による貧血。うち1名はなぜか肋骨まで
He does still have that. Who are you?
ブローを追うためにも入院なんてするわけにはいかないと。
Bro, my bad. They're not good patients, are they?
そこの頑固な患者2人はそう訴えて譲らないのだよ。
The calm, stern doctor spoke with a chart of medical notes in his hands.
おや、カプシーヌ先生、
Cappuccino, okay.
もう回診が終わったのですか？
Thank you for taking care of them, sensei.
ああ、皆おとなしく診察を受けてくれる良い患者ばかりだからね。いつ脱走するかそこの困った患者2名
He's already done with them. You guys have only been in the hospital for a day, and you're already tiring out this man. The two troublesome patients groaned. The doctor must have sensed that their escape attempt could happen as soon as tonight.
痩せ我慢も大概にしたまえ。特にそちらのイブ君。君は肋骨や全身の激しい打撲も含め、押せばのたうち回るほどの傷を負っているだろうに。
Now that I think about it, walking around with a broken rib must have been so freaking painful every time you move a certain way. And Yves is just walking around with that so easily, like it was nothing.
そうなんですか？
断定で進めている話に対し、なぜ疑問形で返すんだ？
Does he actually not feel the pain? Because he said it just felt uncomfortable. The man stared at his two patients with cold eyes. His robes were noticeably different from the rest of the hospital staffs. Excuse me, is this... Oh, hold on, my cat's awake. Where are you going, buddy? You walking? Okay, walk this way. There you go. Walk, boy. I cannot see the screen if you're in the way. There you go. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I gotta make room for him to lay on my desk. There you go. Lay right there, buddy. All for you. On nothing? There we go. Okay.
ええ、運ばれてきた2人を治療してくれた先生ですよ。
He chuckled at the nature of the situation. His pleasant demeanor differed somewhat from the serious doctor next to him.
さて、終始治療で慌ただしかったが、君たちとは初対面。改めて自己紹介をさせてもらおう。私はカプシーヌという風変わりな身なりだが、この病院の院長、つまりは医者だ。リュカ君には入院患者たちへの訪問授業で世話になっている。
私の方も個人的な事情でカプシーヌ先生には親しくさせていただいているので、その縁で皆さんの治療をお願いしました。
Thank you so much, Sensei. Dr. Capuchin continued in a nonchalant way, saying that they owed each other. What was interesting was how Dr. Capuchin's expression didn't change much. Still, his choice of words and the tone of his voice was telling of his friendship with Lucas. Maybe he just isn't the type to show his emotions. It appeared that my assumptions were correct. Dr. Capuchin was carefully examining Adolphe and Yves, asking them how they felt and whether they needed anything. In front of me was a doctor, following his calling, doing his best for his patients.
命に別状はないが、君たちも災難だったようだね。しかし観光令が敷かれているブローの件に関わって、この兵たちから咎められなかったのかい？
それは大丈夫です。今はここにいないマティスという
Oh, thank God.
うまくごまかしてくれましたから。
ならばよし。君たちを追ってこの病院に兵たちが
Understandable.
さすがに追い出すところだった。とはいえ、我が病院はこの国の中でも治外法権のようなもの。向こうとしても無用な揉め事は避けたいはず。
As Dr. Capuchin spoke, I could hear faint shouting outside the window. Who is this? Who's causing trouble?
セルネボルに属する研究者どもは今すぐ研究を中止せよ。
Protesters.
倫理に反する研究にて生み出された
Ah.
すなわちリライバーは人間ではなく人間の皮をかぶった
Yeah, there would be a group against the whole Reliver stuff.
我らエクソシスト教団は生命の流転を冒涜する研究を神の皆のもと断じて許さない。
Society of Exorcists.
アルベシェール王家は悪魔の研究を廃止せよ。
Hey, look at them. They issued their demand with confidence. I looked out the window and saw that the hospital was located near a church visited by the people of Cohen. In front of the church was a group of people wearing robes similar to Dr. Capuchin's and shouting their hatred toward Relivers. Is that by chance?
ああ、遭遇するのは初めてか。彼らは私が率いるエクソシスト教団の信徒たちだよ。
Okay. I see.
だが率いるということは
Do you not like Relivers also?
そう。私はあの教団の7代目の教祖だ。名ばかりのだがね。トップに立ったのもほぼ推薦からの強制だったよ。
Dr. Capuchin sighed as he complained about not being able to control the followers. The Society of Exorcists. I heard they were an organization comprised of those who detest artificial life and who voice their hatred against Relivers. But unlike Lucas, who enthusiastically attended church, they did not themselves believe in God. Flashbanging me every time they give me info. They gather once a month, taking over the church. They then appeal to believers with the message that they should die as humans and avoid relying on Reliver technology.
そのエクソシスト教団が代々運営しているのがこの病院。理念は人を人のままで生かす。国の呪いやその他の病や要因で死期が近い人間を無理に延命させることはせず、負担の少ない治療で余生を過ごしてもらうのが目的だ。
僕たちもいつかはリライバーにならないとダメなんだよね。
いいえ、決してそんなことはありません。リライバーになれば確かにこの国の死の呪いからかろうじて生き延びることはできます。ですがそれをあえて拒否し23年以内にその生を終える人も少数派ながらいるのですから。
In other words, the people Lucas mentioned in his lesson who refused the option were the Society of Exorcists and the patients admitted to this hospital. Of course, there are those who lived there 23 years without associating with the organization at all.
とはいえ、経営の都合上、 君たちのような普通の患者の受け入れもしているがね。リライバーも患者や関係者からの当たりは少々強いだろうが、特に受け入れ拒否はしていな。
What's going on?
うちの馬が驚いて逃げ出したらどうしてくれんだ。
Come to think of it, the corpse uses the church too.
彼らも普段は信徒同士で静かに教えを説いているだけなのですが、今日は珍しく賑やかですね。
Lucas was accustomed to seeing them share their ideology in his frequent visits to the church.
いや、実に申し訳ない。先日セルネボルの方でリライバーが一斉量産された知らせを受け、一部信徒たちが高ぶってしまったようだ。
Mass production. Dr. Capuchin's embarrassment was evident, even though his outward appearance was expressionless and calm. I suppose it meant that their organization saw its own share of infighting.
さて、話がそれてすまない。少々外がうるさいが本題に入ろう。今回、院長たる私自ら君たちの治療に当たったのには、相応の理由がある。
Dr. Capuchin raised his clipboard so that everyone could see what was on it.
実は、私はリュカ君の要請のもと、一時期葬儀屋に預けられていた。あの晩、大量発生した遺体の一部をこの兵たちが運び出す前に、極秘裏に検視させてもらった。その結果を君たちに共有しよう。
Please, please, please. Hearing Dr. Capuchin's calmly spoken words, Adolphe and Yves quickly sat up in their beds. They then turned and stared at the one who requested the autopsy be done, Lucas.
勝手なことをしてしまい申し訳ありません。ですが、私も皆さんの調査に少しでも力になれればと思い。
いや、謝る必要はない。むしろかなり助かる。
But are you sure it's okay to be helping us out like this? I thought the corps were able to perform autopsies because it was against the law. I mean, breaking some rules today.
何？遺体を無駄に荒らさなければこの兵たちがいくら調べようと、こちらの干渉に気づかれることはない。
Dr. Capuchin went on to explain that it required careful incisions, meaning that they were limited in what they could do. He then brought out additional medical notes, this time written in a way that we couldn't immediately understand.
さて、君たちが把握している通り、遺体の種類は2つあったな。死因はおそらく両方とも胸からの失血によるショック死で違いない。だが、それぞれその死に至るまでの過程が決定的に違う。君たちが求めるのなら詳しく話すが、どうするかね。
We looked at each other at the same time.
悪い。お前が質問してメモか何か
Bruh, me? With the autopsy?
そうだね。俺たちまだちょっと貧血で体に力が入らないし。
Alright, hello!
頭も回らないから。
Darn, this game is really pretty. Bro, the way they draw these men, they are so gorgeous. Oh my god. Long hair agenda. At least like 4 of these guys have beautiful long hair. I am living it up. Understood then. Okay, hold on. We always save. Bro. We found the guy last night. We know he's good with the halberd. That seems to be his main weapon. So can I ask about the mutilations?
他殺か事故死かも不明な胸の肉をむしられた痕跡がある奇妙な遺体の方だ。
Yes, please.
こちらに関しては未だ謎が多いが、胸の肉を何でえぐり取ったのか、それはおおよそ予想できる。
Okay. Dr. Capuchin took a breath, hesitant to say much more, then slowly took off his gloved hands. He turned his hand up so that we could see the backs of his hands and fingers. I wasn't sure what he was trying to tell us by showing his hands, We all tilted our heads to look, but all of us were clearly at a loss. As though expecting that reaction, he said,
爪だ。
I'm sorry? Dr. Capuchin's sharp eyes narrowed. You mean what? Huh? I looked down at my own hands. I stared at the white tips of my own fingernails. There's no shot someone mutilated these bodies with fingernails.
遺体を調べたところ、被害者たちの両手の爪の隙間には、かきむしられた肉の一部が挟まっていた。傷口ともおおむね一致している。
Dr. Capuchin's furrowed brows told me that the revelation must have been horrible. He put his gloves back on his hands, then picked up the clipboard again.
おそらく被害者たちは、
What? What do you mean the victims did it? We thought it was the murderer the whole time. Ew, right? We thought it was the murderer who carved their chest out, but it's the victims themselves. So why would they do that? What? Oh my god, okay. That makes this all different now. Yeah, they quite literally carved their whole chest out. After a bit, you would just die. What? How? Oh shit, so they weren't even murdered. What? Then which ones did Bourreau do? Oh my god, this is even more confusing. So why did they kill themselves? Words couldn't describe my utter disbelief. So all these people, was it every single body we found? Killed themselves by clawing out their chests, experiencing pain beyond imagination, then died in a pool of their own blood. Just the thought of the madness of those last moments sent a sharp pain through my heart, thinking drugs might control weird environmental factors. Yeah, so in this game, all the characters live on this island, and anyone who's born on this island only lives up to 23 years of age. But they developed technology where they can clone your body. You save your consciousness and then just switch over to the new body once you officially die. But you gotta pay money for that. So obviously they might have some type of drug that can induce maybe psychosis on these victims.
So,
Bro. I need a motive. What do you mean?
なぜ被害者たちはこうも一斉にそのような手段で自死を図ったのか。それだけは不明だね。
Wild? Yeah, it's truly wild. Like after a while, I think they said when it's your 18th birthday, your body just starts to deteriorate, and before you even turn 23, you're just coughing up blood like crazy and just struggling to survive. So if you don't even just have a backup body ready and store your memories as a backup, you're basically dead forever at 23.
まともな自我や痛覚、理性を持つ人間ができる強行ではないよ。あれは。
What are we, in the plague? Might as well be. Cause this curse only happens on this island. They've even said people out of the island live beyond those years, regular human lives, but only this island is this weird. I should probably ask about the other type of deaths. Okay. So one of them are suicides, we know that. So about the other murders, was that, I need to know what the weapon was. Yeah, that one. Okay. Okay. So it's two different types of deaths going on.
何よりも気になるのは胸に開いた穴の存在。私の方でその穴を軽く調べてみたところ、そこにあるはずの心臓が残っていなかった。
So Bourreau took their heart out. What did he do with them? Huh? His horrific report made the air freeze. Missing a heart? That isn't a figure of speech, is it?
見事にぽっかりとなくなっている。
Dr. Capuchin continued calmly, despite hearing my audible gasp.
つまりブローはわざわざ心臓を遺体からえぐり出し持ち去ったということになる。
Is that supposed to symbolize something?
いや、むしろ心臓を持ち去るために犯行に及んでいるのかもしれない。しかしここまで美しく無慈悲に心臓をえぐり出せる
Thank you, doctor.
彼女には一周回って外科医となる才能が。
Okay, sir.
いっそ私自ら勧誘したいぐらいだ。
So they're really good at that. And we saw whoever Bourreau is really good at fighting too.
冗談にしても不謹慎ですよ、先生。
I couldn't stop my hand from shaking as I finished taking down the notes. But what the Watchman of Death said was true. These sudden, mysterious deaths. It was clear that they weren't caused by the usual curse.
両方とも胸に損傷があるという点では通じているが、
Ooh.
下手に混合などはせず、完全に別件として扱い、調査することを進めておこ
う。覚えておく。それからそれぞれの事件で死んだ被害者たちに共通点はあるか？
それは残念ながらわからない。あくまで私は数体の遺体を軽く検視した程度だ。再調査しようにも遺体の大半は昨晩到着した近衛兵たちが回収してしまっている。
Did they even autopsy the bodies if the Royal Guard gets them? I feel like they're not even trying. They were here.
やられたな。
ブローが絡んでる事件だから今回は対応が早かったのかもしれない。
You said most. Does that mean not all of them were taken?
ああ、これは内密にしてほしいのだが。
Ooh?
現場に居合わせた遺族により身元が判明した数体の変死体があってね。その被害者はリライバー化用のバックアップを取っていなかった。
Yeah, so they can't be back again.
で二度と蘇らないという悲観から遺族は検視、死者の体を暴くことに激しい嫌悪感を抱き埋葬することを希望したのでね。秘密裏に私たちの手で墓へ埋めさせてもらった。
Do I have to unbury the bodies? Please tell me no. The families at the scene of the crime. Maybe one of them was that man who grieved for his son and his son's girlfriend.
さすがに。
Yeah, thank you.
して死体をよこせとは言えねえな。
Let's keep them buried, please. I agree. It also wouldn't make much sense now. After all, we can't perform autopsies on the other bodies or verify their identities without going through the Royal Guard.
事件性のある遺体の検視許可は
Oh,
この病院
right.
に降りていないからね。
Ugh, you're fine. Everyone nodded in agreement. As it stood, the best we could do right now was pray that a proper autopsy could be conducted by the authorities. But assuming they did come up with results, that didn't mean the information would be shared with the corpse.
では私は仕事に戻
Oh,
る。
hold on, my cat.
治療費の請求書は後
What do you
ほど
want?
それぞれの自宅に
Bro.
送る。
Hold on, he's walking right in front of the screen. Bro, go sit somewhere, Price. There you go. There you go. Sit right there. Bill, how much we gotta pay?
病院を危険にさらすわけにはいかないので限界はあるが、個人的にどちらの事件にも大いに興味がある。安全な範囲での協力ならば惜しまない。
Hi, Price. I'll tell him you said hi. Price, Aura said hi. He's just scratching his head. He was sleeping behind me earlier and he was snoring. He paused for a moment.
そこの二人はくれぐれも安静に。
Oh, they're not gonna like
最
that.
低でも今宵一晩は入院していきたまえ。
Are they gonna stay in their room? And with those stern words, Dr. Capuchin quietly departed the room. People knew me as Death, but with the departure of Dr. Capuchin, who didn't know my identity, we began another discussion from a different angle. The one who spoke first was Lucas.
結論としては自殺と他殺いずれも容疑者の存在は はっきりとしています。となれば、クーネの人々から向けられた彼女の容疑も晴れるのでは？
Definitely wasn't my curse.
どうだろうな。
そもそもブローについては観光令が敷かれているから俺たちから公にはできませんし、ここは呪いなんて概念が当たり前のように浸透してる国です。理屈なんて関係なく事件の全てを強引に彼女に結びつけて、無理やりにでも犯人に従う人が出てくるかも。
変死の方もこいつが人々を狂わせた
I cannot catch a break in this damn game.
なんて無茶苦茶なことを言い出すやつが出てくるかもしれね
え。確かに私の考えが浅はかでした。その可能性は大いにありえますね。現に最近は雷雨や畑の
Everything?
ちょっ
Bro!
とした風の流行、猫のいたずら、妙な幽霊騒ぎまで。
I thought they were just blaming me for random deaths, not all of this. Poor harvest, it's not my fault you're a sucky farmer.
彼女の仕業だという人々の声がシュディやセルネボルの方まで届いているようですから。
I wonder how long ago they started. I was accustomed to hearing this type of rumor. In the context of false accusations, they really did go too far.
さてと
行くか。
Hello, you guys are stuck in the Yves, you still have a broken rib. What do you mean go? They sat up in bed as though they had just woken up on an ordinary morning. It was clear that they intended on getting dressed and ready to go. What are you two doing?
詰め所に戻る。こんなとこでいつまでも寝てられるか。
Bro, at least rest.
ヒューゴの怪我も心配だし、彼とも合流しないと。
You really shouldn't be doing this. I understood where they were coming from, especially given how dangerous Cohen was with Bourreau around. Still, Dr. Capuchin said very clearly that you two should stay here overnight.
そう、彼女の言う通り。
The door to the room creaked open slightly. Through the gap, cold eyes were glaring straight at us.
私はね、この病院の患者ならば誰であろうと平等に扱うが、限りある命を存在に扱う勝手極まりない患者だけは許せないのだよ。それでも入院が嫌だというのなら、とっておきの睡眠薬や鎮静剤で一晩で
Oh no.
数ヶ月眠ってもらうことに。
Bro, please just stay one night and get over with this. Dr. Capuchin had in his hand a syringe filled with some unknown liquid, forming a drop at the syringe's tip. He actually has it ready too. I like this guy, not gonna lie, right? I love Dr. Capuchin. He is not playing around with his patients. Bro, Yves, Adolphe, just stay for the night.
はい。それじゃあ一晩だけお世話になります。
You get a nice comfy bed, you'll be fine.
連日徹夜だったしな。たまには休息も必要だろう。だから注射も採血も勘弁してくれ。
After watching the two of them quietly tuck themselves back into bed, I step out into the hallway with Lucas.
やれやれ、あの二人にも困ったものですね。正義感が強いのは結構ですが、それで自分の体を壊しては元も子もないというのに。というよりも、アドルフ君は脱走を企てていたことといい、病院にいること自体を嫌がっている様子でしたが。
Yeah, for some reason, Adolphe has always disliked hospitals and doctors. He especially disliked having his blood drawn. Mother says he even tries to run when they have health inspections at the corpse.
しっかりしている彼にもそんな子供っぽい一面があったの
This
で
man
す
is right. Lucas is so goddamn gorgeous. I just stare at this man and just lose my mind. Lucas seemed to be happy, smiling at the thought.
そういえば、君はこれからどうする予定ですか？
Well, I was thinking of heading back to the orphanage. I haven't been able to see Mother since she fainted.
それがいいでしょう。残っているヒューゴさんとやらから最低限の説明は受けているでしょうが、直接無事な姿を見せて安心させてあげて
We're gonna see Mother? Yes, please.
できれば私がお送りしたいところですが、残念なことに予定がありまして。
That's fine.
だったら
Is that Mathis?
僕
I didn't know they were here.
彼女をお送りします。
電気自動車では目立ってしまいますから徒歩がいいでしょ
I
うね。
thought they were still in status. I turned toward the voices in the hallway. They're actually here! Monsieur Claude and John!
こんにちは。昨日はいろいろとご迷惑を。
Oh, you're perfectly fine, sweetie. You just wanted revenge against your brother's killer. After somehow explaining away what happened with Bourreau to the neighbors and the royal guard, Mathis excused himself from prying eyes. He headed back inside to get some rest. But now, he was standing here in the hallway with John at his side.
こちらが例のブローへの復讐が目的という。
はい。マティス・クロードです。
執事のジャンと申します。
Lucas also introduced himself to them properly in response.
それでイブさんとアドルフさんのお見舞いに来たんですけど、お二人の様子は。
Their injuries aren't life-threatening, but they have to stay overnight just in case.
よくない。
Hmm? Mathis let out a sigh of relief, then quickly shook his head. He seemed to be trying hard not to cry. Oh, don't cry again, bro, please!
僕二人とあなたにちゃんと謝らないと。
Apologize?
昨晩のこと。昨晩僕が自分本位に暴走した結果、ブローを捕まえ損ねてしまいました。
I could tell from Mathis's shaking voice and expression that he was full of self-loathing. Ah, hold on, we always save. You save that. Yee. Bro, you're perfectly fine. It's not your fault. Ah, it can't be helped. It isn't your fault. It isn't your fault, because honestly, Bourreau was tough as hell. We could not defeat that man either way. Bro, the shaking, what does that mean? It isn't your fault. I mean, I wasn't of any help myself back then either.
でも
マティス君。
Lucas had been told about what happened last night and looked into Mathis's eyes. Despite only meeting him for the first time, he spoke in a calm, firm voice.
話を聞く限り、ブローを相手にイブ君たちは相当不利な状況だったようです。君が手を出さなくても、最終的には逃していたはずでは。
でもそれで僕の行動が正当化されるわけじゃ。
ええ。ですが、君はまだ子供。それもリライバーではない純粋な。経験も知識も 何もかもが不足している。未熟さゆえに単慮な行動をしてしまってもおかしくない。
Lucas was consoling him, while at the same time reprimanding him.
君は悪いことをしたのではなく、失敗してしまっただけです。心から悔い改めれば、きっと神もお許しになられる。ですのでイブ君たちには邪魔をしたことではなく、突然の乱入で驚かせてしまったことを。
New father figure? Hell yeah. Lucas will definitely be a great father figure to Mathis. Mathis seemed to be bewildered by Lucas's gentle reproach. He nodded quietly, perhaps finally convinced. Seeing him agree, my former teacher then looked at me.
どちらかというと、謝罪が必要なのは彼女に対してでは？
Mathis's beautiful eyes looked at the ends of my golden hair. His pained expression seemed to be holding back tears again. He managed to succeed in doing so, slowly bowing to me.
昨晩は助けてくれてありがとうございました。なのに乱暴に振り払ったり、僕のせいで。
Bro, it's just hair. It's fine. You can grow back.
髪切られちゃって。
Oh, don't worry. Only a little got cut off. My hair will grow back eventually. I should be the one to apologize for saying what I said back then, even though I knew what you were going through.
いいえ、あなたの言葉は正しかったから。
Mathis gave me a weak smile.
兄さんの仇を殺すことは諦めてないですし、また奴を前にしたら、
Yeah.
冷静さを失ってしまうかもしれません。
I'll be there to stop you then.
でも、あなたたちと同盟を組んでいる以上は、その暴走にあなたたちを巻き込むようなことはしない。そう、お約束しません。だって一緒にと。
Mathis.
ってごめんなさい。返事も聞かないまま勝手に話を進めて。女性にとって髪の毛はとても大事。
Oh, he's such a precious child.
そう聞いていますし、僕ができることなら何でもします。
Bro,
慰謝料はおいくらですか？
you don't gotta pay for the hair. It's perfectly fine. Really, it's not as bad as you think. I appreciate the thought, though. I refused his offer, feeling a bit relieved. When he was facing Bourreau before, he had a much different personality, but now, this is the same Mathis who was afraid of the rumors about Mia's death. The same Mathis who, despite knowing the rumor, didn't push me out of his home. I wanted to return the sentiment in kind. I admit, Monsieur Claude, I'm only tagging along with Adolphe and the others. I'm probably not capable of helping much, let alone even knowing how I could possibly help, but if you don't mind, I'd like to work together to help however I can.
はい。それと
First name basis!
今後は僕のこと普通に呼んでください。さん付けで呼ばれるような人間じゃありませんし、あなたの方が年上ですから。何より
We're buddies? Are we friends now?
距離感があって少し寂しいというか。
Really? Then, if you share Mathis.
はい、ぜひそれで。
Mathis' voice is super cute. Yeah, his voice actor, Amasaki Kohei, he definitely does a lot more younger type character roles.
なんだか友達ができたみたいで嬉しいです。
The other two looked on at our awkward exchange.
礼儀正しい、いい子ですね。
Yeah, he's really good. He's in some idol/music projects. I know he's Ida in Ensemble Stars, and he's Saburo in Hypnosis Mic.
そちらのお嬢さんもさぞかし自慢の教え子でしょう。ほら、坊ちゃん、そろそろイブさんたちを見舞いましょう。面会時間が過ぎてしまいますよ。
うん。じゃあ僕は一度これで。お見舞いが終わり次第、施設にお送りするので、どこかで時間を潰していてください。
That's fine, I can wait. With their gifts in hand, Mathis headed into the room with John. Lucas, thank you very much for being a part of the conversation. We probably wouldn't have been able to discuss anything meaningful without you.
差はあれど、互いに人見知りのようですからね。しかし。
Suddenly, Lucas took a step closer to me. Bro, stop it! Stop it! No! Get away from me! You're too pretty! Oh my god. Stop. What do you want from me? Oh my god. This game kills me. These guys are too pretty.
君の美しい髪が
Stop it!
欠けてしまったのですね。
Lucas's slender fingers, suddenly and without warning, lifted up the ends of my hair. His teary eyes were full of sadness. Really, I'm okay. At this rate, I felt like he was going to cry. Crying over my hair, bro! I tried my best to prevent it from happening. Like I said before, my hair will grow back eventually. And the way it got cut isn't very noticeable either. If you heard that sneeze, that was Price. I smiled in an effort to let him know that it really didn't bother me, but...
大げさなどではありません。たとえ痛みがなかろうと、髪は君の体の一部に違いないのですから。
Price, Aura said, bless you. You good? I think he's ready for dinner in like 30 minutes.
もしも私がその場にいれば、君の盾になれたというのに、肝心な時に生徒を守れないだろう。
Bro, stop it! Stop being nice to me.
私はなんと情けない教師なのでしょう。
He had always been a caring and compassionate teacher. At the same time, he had only taught me a handful of times. Why do you feel so worried? I finally asked him a question that had been on my mind for a while.
一度でも教えを説いた子供は、等しく私の
Bro, you're too nice. Get away from me.
かけがえのない宝物です。そんな宝物を守りたいと願うのは、教師としてごく自然なことでしょう。それが悪いことをしていないいい子ならば、なおのこと。
Innocent? Me? Lucas regretfully let go of my hair. I remember the many times that my former teacher had spoken to me in the past. I was so worried that it would bring him misfortune or that he hated me deep down. Those thoughts prevented me from having an actual conversation with him until now. I felt like a horrible student. But something inside me was changing. Ugh, they flashbang you every time they do these damn flashbacks. Yves reached out to me, asking for us to be friends. Mathis smiled at me so brightly. The situation was different now. Ever since that incident, so many new things had happened. Whether for better or for worse, the change was so constant that I had no time to feel bad about myself. If so, maybe I still have time to rebuild my relationship with Lucas. I forgot. Lucas is he 21 or 22? He's close to the dying age, so he already is feeling the effects of the curse. Lucas was almost 23 years old, which meant that he was close to death, and he hasn't decided if he wanted to make another body and become a reliver, or if he just wants to die and that's it. Whether he chose to be a reliver or not, my time with him in the present would be short. If God was willing to give me the chance to repent. Please, Lucas, do not die on me, sir. Ankou! I haven't seen you in forever, buddy. No, if the Watchman of Death was willing to give me a chance, I wouldn't let go of it this time. I wanted to use this opportunity to repay Lucas for always being so kind to me. Later, Lucas was pulled away to another patient's room by some children visiting the hospital. It didn't seem like Mathis's visit was going to end anytime soon. So before he was pulled away, Lucas got approval for me to take a look around the facility. I tried to do so in a way that wouldn't interfere with the work of the doctors and nurses, but this place was much larger than I thought. I'll probably get lost if I wander around here any longer. I better head back. I turned around to go back the way I came when... I heard a faint voice, almost like a whisper, coming from a nearby room. Is that the voice of one of the patients? It seemed they were able to tell from my footsteps that someone was just outside the door. Maybe they were asking for help because they were feeling unwell. I paused for a few seconds, wondering whether I should help, or if I would only make matters worse. What is it that you need? Unable to ignore the distressed voice asking for help, I slowly made my way inside the room. Inside was... Oh, she's so cute! Hi! A delicate young girl was lying on a very clean bed. Is that a wheelchair? My head's in the way, but it's a wheelchair. Bryce, stop moving. Bryce, go sit over there. Bro, he moves everywhere. Your diary. I breathed a sigh of relief, knowing that she hadn't called for help because she was feeling sick. Still, I wonder if it really is okay for me to go near such a patient. I was beginning to accept the positive changes around me, but I was still afraid. After a moment's thought, bro, if you don't move your booty, I swear, I just keep seeing his dang furry butt in my face. Let's see here. We're definitely going to give her the diary. I can't get comfy on an empty stomach, right? He's finished with his nap and he's like, feed me. Oh, let's give her diary. I didn't see anyone else around outside, and she seemed troubled by the situation. If I refused her, she would probably just try to get out of bed just to pick up her diary. I couldn't risk her falling and getting hurt. Alright, if you don't mind. I slowly and carefully moved toward the bed. I knelt down so that I could take a peek under her well-kept bed. Almost immediately, I spotted a diary with a pretty cover and reached out to pull it from under the bed. Is this what you were looking for? I gently dusted off before handing it to the girl. She responded to my efforts with a smile so bright and adorable. She's so cute. She looked like a lovely fairy that had come straight out of a storybook. Not really. Aww. Oh, I'm actually here visiting someone. Girl, it's perfectly fine. I can stay in the hospital if you want me to. Her shoulders slumped slightly. Oh. No, it's totally fine. I couldn't stop smiling at the sight of the girl's changing expressions shift from one to the other so quickly. Hi, Nadia. My name is Lottie. She was probably around 12 or 13. Her youthful, lovable nature seemed to suit that age best. Now that I've had a closer look, she looks like someone I know. Just then, I could hear Mathis and the others calling my name in the distance. Who does she remind us of? Maybe a bit like Lucas, kind of the same hair color and bangs. Before I could figure out the answer, I nodded and excused myself before hurriedly taking my leave. Bro, if she's related to Lucas.
明日の朝迎えに行くから、俺たちクルーンの店の中で今後の方針を話し合おう。
He told me so only after he and Adolphe checked to make sure no one could overhear. Mathis then took me back home to the orphanage while making sure that we weren't being followed. Oh, right. We didn't clean up this place after the explosion, did we? I was relieved to find that there was no major damage in the facility, apart from where the explosion occurred. How's Mother? Can I see Mother? I was sitting across from Mother at the table, as some of the other children watched us from afar. It appeared that I had just missed Hugo, who left to return to Korun after reporting what happened to Mother. Mother! Oh. Do we need to apologize for leaving last night and causing her to faint? I am so sorry, Mother. As steam rose up from my cup of tea, I responded honestly to Mother's calm question. I'm sorry for worrying you. And I'm sorry for coming home late.
よろしい。少し見ないうちに明るい顔をするようになったわね。何かいいことがあった？
Just a little. I wouldn't say good. I just had a chance to think about things. I realized that hating myself doesn't do much apart from worsening the mood.
そう。あなたのそんな穏やかな顔を見るのは本当に久しぶりだわ。いい出会いに恵まれたようね。
Yes, I've got to meet some new... No, I've got to make some friends. Looking at my reflection in the cup of tea, I didn't see much of a change, but I guess I wasn't so gloomy now. I've been looking down on myself for so long that I haven't noticed. Outside the orphanage, there are all sorts of people and things I didn't know about. I had been convinced that the only ones who would really care for me were Mother and Adolphe. My shame had kept me away from others and stuck in a cycle of self-loathing. Only after talking to Yves and the others did I realize how wrong I was. Of all things, the turning point for me was the recent tragedy.
あなたの心に前向きな変化が訪れたのなら、私としても嬉しいわ。けれど、そろそろ危険な事件には関わらず、施設に
Mother, wait! I want to help! I knew that Mother would say something like that as soon as I returned. She was saying it because she cared about me. Words weren't enough to show my appreciation for her love, despite all the trouble I caused. But that would return me back to my usual ways. I knew I wasn't confident enough to handle everything that might happen. Even so, I couldn't bring myself to shut myself up again and forget about Mathis's grief and the deadly encounter we shared. I just can't go along with this. I already promised Yves that we'd work on the investigation tomorrow. He told me of the plans and smiled as he walked away. He was going to be waiting at courtroom for me. At the very least, I couldn't break that promise. Just a little while longer. I want to repay Yves for what he's done. So please, can you let me go a bit longer? My plea rang through the quiet room. Please, Mother? As his mother expected to hear that from me, she let out a huge and obvious sigh.
あなたがね、私の顔色を伺って、許可をくれませんかなんて言ったら、私は断固反対するつもりだったわ。なのに、今まで一度も甘えるような素振りがなかったあなたから、そんなわがままを聞いてしまったら。
You'll let me?
母として認めるほかないじゃないの。
Then
特別に許可します。本当に今回だけ。
Thank you, Mother. Thank you, thank you.
危険な真似はしないこと。有事の際はアドルフたちから決して離れないこと。
I will try.
それが条件。わずかな怪我でもして帰ってきたら。
Yes?
あなたを守れなかった罰として、アドルフやイブさんへ長いお説教ね。
Huh? Why would you involve them? I'm the one being selfish.
彼らもあなたを同行させる以上、それ相応の覚悟と責任は負っているということよ。それと、こっちにもちょっとだけ事情があって。
Hmm? Mother moved her face next to my ear.
あの爆発以降、ミロが塞ぎ込んだ。
He has not... Bro, do I have to talk to him? He does not like me.
あの薬品のことについても、アドルフからの伝言通り聞き出そうとは思ってるんだけど、どうしてもまだ会話に応じてくれなくて。だからもう少しだけそっとしておいてあげて。
She's pretty too, right? Our mother is gorgeous as hell. Yes, I understand. Bro, I think Price is ready to eat. Night arrived. After cleaning the hallway where the explosion occurred, I finally got ready for bed and some well-earned sleep. But just before I drifted off, I noticed that my door was slightly ajar. Are they still staring at me? Is she our actual mom or like metaphorical mom? Metaphorical mom. She actually took us in and helped raise us when no one else wanted to. So not mother by blood, but she's still technically our mother. What do they want? Why are they just staring at me? Yeah, she's in charge of the orphanage that we grew up in. I was puzzled as to why the children were peeking into my room. You can probably hear Price. He's meowing at my door. Bro, I'll let you out. Give me a sec. The moon was half concealed in the night sky. Beneath it was the royal guard, pulling a wagon piled with bodies from the mortuary. Bro, are they actually doing their job? 20 soldiers were working together. That's Bourreau! Is he gonna kill them again? Bro! A shadow with a halberd in hand quietly appeared in front of the soldiers. They're cooked! Do not underestimate this man.
大したことなさそうだな。こんな相手に苦戦するなど、自警団とやら
Okay, if you get slaughtered. Bourreau didn't move a muscle in front of the laughing men. The guard looked down upon Cohen so much that they didn't bother to learn what the younger corps members had gone through. Price, move, bro. I will feed you. Those young men were Adolphe and Yves, two of the strongest in the corps, skilled in combat. According to Hugo, each one of them was strong enough to take an entire Royal Guard unit. In other words, the Royal Guard soldiers were now up against Bourreau, the enemy against whom their betters were able to land a single blow. That they weren't even a challenge to him. Yeah, was proven by the rain of blood. Bro, he did not waste any time. Gasping, one turned around to look behind him as blood splattered onto his cheek. The bodies that were on the wagon had been grounded by Bourreau's weapon into— What do you mean? Bro just grounded the bodies up? No one was able to see the movements, even the slightest. The few remaining learned the implications of what that meant too late. Bourreau disappeared like a ghost into the shadows cast by the hidden moonlight. Is that all he did? Just ground up the bodies? In a single breath, never mind, his halberd flashed from behind. The men in his blade's way were sliced cleanly into two. Ooh! One by one, the bodies fell to the ground. One, then another, and another. The massacre was swift and merciless. Bourreau reaped the men's lives as though they were nothing. The soldiers didn't even have a chance to accept reality. It took Bourreau a mere minute to turn 20 or so soldiers into lumps of meat. Jesus Christ! Who the hell is this? Bro, you're done. Don't you have a spare body? You're a royal guard. The last remaining soldier was driven up against the wall, tears streaming down his face. Oh, rip to you, buddy. Just a few days ago, this soldier gloated that he would say goodbye to his body, dirtied by Cohen prostitutes, once his backup was done. Oh, he's one of those soldiers. The man who was mocking them was now begging for his life in the hopes of keeping the body he had so looked down upon. Oh, he said, hell no. A single swipe. Bourreau swung his halberd like someone brushing away dust. A moment later, the man's life was taken. No one knew what happened, as none of the victims had a chance to let out a single scream. Bro, someone's just gonna wake up one morning, walk down this alleyway, and just see this scene. Bourreau put away his halberd, then walked toward one of the bodies of the royal guard. Is he taking out their hearts? He ripped them out? He drove his hand straight through the chest. His fingers found their target, feeling what would be the last few pulses of its life, and pulled it out with a great force. He didn't cut the hearts out, he ripped them straight out of the bodies. He then raised his arm. Is he gonna eat it? As if offering it to the beautiful starlit sky. Blood slowly dripped down from the heart and onto Bourreau's face, but it didn't matter to him in the slightest. After all, he was able to take it out cleanly while keeping it intact. A certain someone would be very pleased. Who? Who the hell is Bourreau? Bourreau hummed with glee. He thrust a dagger into the cavity of the dead body that had become useless. Is that it? What did you do with the body? What do you mean? Well, ain't that something, right? Like, what the hell is this man doing? We barely have much of Bourreau's motivations and stuff. Oh my god. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it here. Bro, I forgot how long these common routes are. Jesus Christ. They give you so much info before actually starting the romance, dear god. But yeah, we still haven't met another character yet completely. Hold on. Status, flowchart. Do you not have... Ooh, flowchart, okay. So the different parts, dear god, this is long as hell. So there are some CGs that we did get. And ooh, and it tells you what characters in each route. I like that. I don't think I unlocked a CG gallery yet, did I? Status. Everyone is still alive. Our guy at the end. I'm in the way of his face, unfortunately, but Xian, we have not seen him yet. So that's gonna be interesting. Let me go back to the title. Yee. See? Sceneless, flowchart. Ooh, sceneless. Was I already there? Ooh, okay. Yeah, so we're still a bit of ways. So that's that. So Act 3. Okay. Still a bit far. Good, no. It's under special. I never really check out these things. Gallery! That's what I was looking for! Aha! Where is pretty boy Ankou? Cause my god. We'll end off on his gorgeous face. Cause look at this man. We love him. And then the extra. There we go. When he smeared his blood on our lips. Ah! Okay. That should be it for today's stream. We got a bit more through the general route. I think we still have like another hour or 2 hours before we actually get to the individual routes. I forgot these things are long as hell, but they give you a lot of good information, so I enjoyed that. So definitely, like I said in the beginning, we're gonna do the routes in order. So Mathis would be first, and then it should be Lucas, then Xian. And then after that, it's like a whole other different thing. So we'll see how all that plays out. I've really enjoyed seeing Mathis have his little angry side. We finally officially met that guy. We have not met Xian officially, only like as a passing character explaining something. So I'm wondering how they're gonna do that. Oh, I want to check something first. Hold on. What did that guy look like when I see him? Is that the same outfit or is it different? I don't have a CG of this man. It's a different outfit. We don't know who Bourreau is, so I'm not really sure who that's gonna be. A brand new character? That's not him, is it? It's a different outfit, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we don't know who Bourreau is, so I guess good luck to me figuring that out. And we do learn that there are 2 murders, the suicides and then the Bourreau killings. Pray for me to figure those out. I will attempt. So that's it for today's stream. Next one should be Wednesday. I'm playing the indie Yandere Otome called The Freak Circus. We're gonna start doing lots of Halloween and spooky games for October, so get ready to watch me scream and cry, possibly. Definitely gonna try and have a death counter also. I want to attempt to play Five Nights at Freddy's, so yeah, good luck to me on that one. That is it for today. My cats are hungry. I'm gonna go feed them. Thank you guys for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys all later. Bye bye.